are we all doing tonight, guys? It's Skywatch time again. We've got a few clouds in tonight, but nothing that bad. It is meant to be quite clear. So yeah, when that blue disappears, we're going to see more and more our wonderful stars and all those moving objects in the night sky. If you're joining us, we're doing a live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge there. Dan is already in over in the tubes there. Harko and Raf, how are you guys doing? It is very warm there. DJ, you're first in over on the TikTok. How are you doing? Should I say, how's part of you doing? So yeah, we're going to be doing our live UFO UAP, a Skywatch tonight. So do help us spot the strange and anomalous in the night sky. Again, as that blue goes, that means the sun is going to go further around, and therefore going to be a darker sky, more contrast, more stars, and hopefully more moving objects. I've moved it around a bit because there's a bit of a cloud cover where we normally point the camera, but it's a little bit lighter there. And we're all good, DJ. We're all good. And thank you for popping by there. How you doing, DJ Lethal, as well? Good to see you there. Adam coming in with the roses already. That's very, very kind of you there. And it all goes back into the stream. Help us improve what we're doing. They're all going straight back in down the pub for us. Should we spin the camera? Should we see if we can find a better patch of a sky? It's a little bit light there. So holding your hats there. Got cloud perfectly right where we normally put the camera, but it is moving slowly there. It's going to be patchy tonight, but we should still be able to see plenty of things going on, especially when it gets a little bit darker as the night moves on. The sun hasn't fully gone around for us. That is why it is still quite blue. That is the last bit of daylight that this lens is picking up. There's a few more stars there. Just about to see the aerial on the roof of the house there. And where are we? And Adam again coming in with the roses. Thank you for that one. So guys, as you're joining us, do say hello and let us know where you're all watching from tonight. Ask any questions you may have. No silly questions here at all. We want to hear from you all there. So we're waiting for the sun to go fully around. So the night is dark. I mean, it's dark to me to the eye. It's pretty dark out there, but this lens is letting a lot of light, so we can see those strange objects flying around. So probably in the next 20 minutes or so, that blue is going to disappear, and we're going to see more stars, the colour of those stars, and all sorts of weird moving objects. If that cloud actually wants to shift, it's pretty much sitting there now, isn't it? It's not really moving at all. Maybe ever so slightly, but it will as the night moves on there, and we're going to see more awesome things. So let's settle in for a night of watching. It was wonderfully clear last night as well, wasn't it? Possibly one of the clearest nights we've had this year. Very, very busy skies as well there. Dara, how are you doing? Thank you for the gifts there. And Adam too, appreciate those guys. Said it all goes back into stream, helping us improve what we're doing there. Same as the gifts, the subs, the members, all of that jazz, the Patreons. They're hopefully going to get the show on the road to Rendlesham Forest, the site of the 80s crash/landing. Do a live Skywatch from there, the first of our UK tour of live Skywatches from all of those important locations in our little corner of the world there. How are you doing, Adam, too? Good to see you in down there as well. How are we doing over on the tubes? Is that working? I never fully trust it. Let me just double check that one is alive. God, it is warm tonight. I am... is that working? Yes, it is working. You're just quiet, tubes. Yeah, never fully trust it. Oh, it is warm in here. Like, very, very warm. This room is south-facing. It gets all of the heat and then doesn't dissipate at night. And all these electronics, it means that I am slow cooking here. Adam coming in with the shares. Appreciate that, guys. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, the more we get to all piece this puzzle together. You never know who's going to come in and what information they're going to share. And some of the best things that we've heard are personal experiences there. That is the thing that's changed my understanding the most with it there. And UK Starlight, how you doing there? Starting to use restaurant war with Turkey. Very powerful. Well, yeah, I couldn't believe it. It is very spicy, those parts of the world there, though Turkey would be a very a dangerous one to do there. How are you doing, Witness? Good to see you there. How is your week going? What are we on today? Are we Thursday? We are Thursday. We're getting there slowly. The more we look at the calendar, I should say, the weather, the more heat that we are going to be expecting over the weekend. But it does mean we're going to have more sky watches than planned. It's going to be lovely and clear. God, these clouds are barely moving, aren't they? So slow. No wind to cool us down tonight as well. And tomorrow's going to be the hottest day. I'm not looking forward to it. I think we're pushing about 30 degrees in this room at the minute. Not the hottest that it's been over 40 degrees in here, and we've still done it, but it is testing there. Adam coming in with the gifts, thank you for those ones. And good evening there, Helen too. How is everybody doing? So we're doing our live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch. We are coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. So a long history of weird and wonderful things in these night skies. Tonight will be no different. We're just waiting for more stars to come out, for that daylight, the blue there to go. That is the last bit of daylight from the sun before it goes fully around. And when it does, we're going to be able to see more of those objects in space. It's doing our night vision in a little bit. We're getting a few stars, and that's going to slowly increase over the next 20 minutes or so there. But we also want those clouds to sod off as well. And Adele there, how are you doing? Won't be long there, still tired from travelling from the concert at 2 a.m. there. Oh my god, takes it out of you. I'm too old for it now, but was it good? How did it go there? You've broken the record there of the most 34 degrees days in 1 month. Normally I'm skeptical. Normally I'm like, look, I remember having, awful heat, back in the day as well, just kind of what happens. But this year has been a little bit different there, but isn't that due to that weird freak El Nino there? That was just ridiculous, that heat of the other week there. 90 degrees Fahrenheit for the last week. It is insane, isn't it? It's over 100 degrees here during that heat wave. In this room, it's like 104, I think we got up to. It was crazy. Like the computers were overheating and stopping working, and me as well. Paul, how are you doing? Good to see you, sir. Are we ready for another night of sky watching? Just spin the camera. I don't think that cloud's going to have moved too much, but I do prefer to point it in a little bit darker patch of the sky. Helps us see more activity, more of those strange things are moving around up there. What we got in here? See, a little bit of cloud here. This is where we normally point the camera. I think that one's Vega there where we normally have it, but yeah, it's a little bit too cloudy at the second. It is moving just very slowly. So if we spin around a little bit more, we'll get some more clear skies there. And thank you, Paul, for gifting the membership there. Very, very kind. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream there. And Jonathan, you got that one. You'll be able to join us for our next deep dive. Oh, God, that's going to be tomorrow night, guys. That'll be tomorrow night. So 9-ish, I think, 9 to 10 to 11, yeah, so it'll probably be about 9 p.m. before our mainstream, before it gets dark enough to do this. We're going to be looking into some of those classic documents and reports and whistleblower accounts relating to the phenomena there. So do, guys, join us for that. And if you want to give it a try and you're not a member or a Patreon yet, link in bio gives you a month for free. That is pretty cool. Honestly, some of the things that we're actually reading those documents, that, yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Zoom mode activated.
There we go. We've got some movement here already. Again, quite faint, so as I zoom back out, follow it across the screen. Oh, if you can, not move everywhere. We need to see those objects stop dead, sure for speed, change their course or trajectory. And Jonathan there, don't envy the weather in the south there. Scotland's cooler, but still warm at 27 degrees today there. Humidity, no, the humidity, I always forget to take that into account. You're right there. But 26, 27, I can wear shorts and not regret it. I'm happy with that. But, yeah, anything higher is just awful. It's nowhere near as bad as it was during that heat wave. But I'm not fully recovered yet. And, oh, it was so good there. And the heat has done me, though. I'm not sure how I'm surviving this way. Heat and a gig. It's a recipe for disaster for me. But well done there. I wonder if I'm ready. And this heat is horrible there. Got very similar to that, Adele. Very well done for, being able to do a gig with that. That is very good there. How are we doing, Harko? You're over there. Good to see you, sir. And if it gets over 12 degrees here in Scotland, we call it a lapse of weather. oh, taps of weather. I like that. That's a good one. That's your Scottish summer, isn't it? 12 degrees. That's bikini weather for you guys. Let's turn the brightness up. Where are we? There it is. Let's turn it up a touch there. As it gets darker, that blue's going to go, but we need to keep tweaking the settings so we can make sure we're seeing enough of what is going on there. But my daughter got us a seat there, so I didn't have to climb 2 minutes. Well done, though. I went through, still technically, but there was a particularly hard patch there, and even leaving the house was just absolutely difficult there. So I feel how it's impressive when you get out and still manage to balance those things. Harko there coming in with the gifts. Thank you, sir. How are you doing tonight? And happy wedding anniversary as well there. We're up to date there. Oh, Wizard there. I got the video of the UFO over Scotland in Dundee last night. Oh, Wizard, are you on our Discord? Because we'd love to see that one. Link in bio for that. We've got a personal experiences section, which is a great place to share your experiences there with images and videos. You can just watch the others there, but I know the rest of our community who might not be on tonight would love to see it, and it's a great way for it to there. What was it? Could you describe it there, Wizard? Was it, just a light? Could you see the shape of the craft to it there? Was there coloration movement? I'd love to hear about that one. Scotland does seem to be a lot more active with the phenomena. Scotland and Wales, very, very predominant there. Just in my ignorance doing this stream, thinking that, oh, C2 DJ? Oh, yeah, perfect.
Zoom mode activated.
In my ignorance, I thought, well, out of what we're going to get our most viewers, from the UK. That's how these algorithms tend to work to start with. And, out of that, the larger land mass there, the larger population is going to be England. So maybe we'll hear more overall stories, from England there. But no, it actually turns out it is activated. Scotland, Ireland and Wales are much more active there. I don't know if it's Scotland or Wales that's going to take the crown. It's a toss-up. But yeah, loads more. Even though, quite drastically smaller population numbers, the less eyes to see these things. A lot more sightings. Is it because it's more rural, less densely packed, or is it culturally more open to these sort of things there? And SK, how are you doing? Good to see you, Wim. And we are all good there. We're a bit hot. We're a bit hot there. A lot more dark sky, so that could be a big part of it. I was thinking this today when I was setting the camera up, looking up to the night sky, and not quite dark. You can see Arcturus, you can see Vega, still on the blue sky where it's a light. And I'm thinking, I don't remember seeing this ever when I was in Essex. I don't remember seeing the stars come out until it was fully dark. So maybe that light pollution really does make that bit of a difference. 17 years. Oh, well done, Harko. And I hope you celebrated. You got to get a Thing t-shirt. That's what she really wants. But congratulations. It's not easy in this day and age, is it? And definitely, I was in a wheelchair for a short period, and it was a horrible managing it there. Better now. It's the management, isn't there? But there's some dark days with that. Very much so. Like, never had to consider my physical limitations before, and when you do, you notice every step and you realise how not wheelchair friendly places are. And our God watchers should send over 1,000 likes in the first 10 minutes to promote the stream. Thank you, Adam, there. My opinion. It's Alan's opinion as well. But we do appreciate that, guys, the tapping away, the shares, all of that jazz. It's how the algorithm knows that other people might be interested. And then they come in and they share those experiences, which is the thing that has changed my opinion the most about what might be going on. Got there and there. Some movement. Keep your eyes on it. Remember, we need to see it do something strange. We need to see it stop dead, show off at speed, or change its course or trajectory there. Oh, it's there on your page there. It was a bright circle orb there, just cruising. Awesome to see. I'll try and remember to check that one out there. Oh, yeah, if you can. I'd love to check that there. It's the same flight path I see every 2 to 3 weeks. Very interesting. Who were the Irish chaps that did think that there was, like UFO flight paths? And apparently they had some success in predicting it. I can never remember their names. It was a very interesting paper they put out on that one. And thank you, Wizard, for the follow. Good to have you in. And there, B2, good spot in there. DJ, I think you're a bit quicker than me. We'll look over there as well for that one. Right, where did we get to? Raf, is it your birthday? No, it's yesterday. Have I skipped today? I forgot. Where did we get to down there? And Indigo there. Everyone from Gosport there. It's too hot still. It is very much. Look forward to more comfortable temperatures and dark skies. 100%. Filming has now finished on the X-Files new pilot. Do you think, Raf, it's going to be a good pilot of it, or is it going to be when they just mess it up and they should have left it alone there? It is absolutely. I think it's about 30 in here at the minute. It is ridiculous. And Jonathan used to live on the west coast of Scotland there, down the Mull of Kintyre. Right next to RAF Machrihanish. We had a lot of interesting movements there before the US Air Force left. Well, that was meant to be, Machrihanish was Machrihanish, I'll pronounce it right, was one of those very, very interesting bases. The Americans liked it because it was perfectly positioned for them to refuel their craft before popping over to do some spying on the Russians, wasn't it, there? So I put lots of, test aircraft and things like that. It might have been Machrihanish as well, where they did the rendezvous with the Russians, the secret handover. Apparently the US managed to come across one of their crashed satellites, and the Russians demanded it back, and they had to do a handover at an air base in Scotland to prevent things getting spicy there. It is today. Well, happy birthday there, Raf, as well. Happy birthday. We almost missed it there. Don't know what it's called. Alphabet Soup, apparently. What was that? Wait a minute, what was we doing? Oh, the X-Files one. Is it going to be the same? Because they did another series. Are they totally rebooting it then with new Mulder and Scully there? Got they spot on there. I can't take credit. I'll get it wrong next time I pronounce it. But it's a very interesting base there. Very interesting. Most things with Americans are tend to be quite interesting as well. They're usually just like a remakes and a new one can replace Mulder and Scully. Sadly, that is normally the case. I don't want to be fully cynical, but, you know, there's a lot to live up to with a remake, isn't it there? Oh, is it Agent Doggett that's going to be in this one then? Because wasn't he was a character that was in the last one, if I'm thinking probably a totally new reboot. Always dangerous territory, but you never know, guys. It might be really, really good. Where did we get to over on the TikTok? Where did we get to? Got to there, didn't we? And not much clear skies there. Oh, yeah, we've got a few wisps of cloud in tonight. It is meant to be much clearer. They are moving. They're just a bit slow. So it's going to be easier. Once we get the last bit of daylight out there, we're going to have... more stars to see. So it should still be more than suitable for us to do a skywatch tonight there. How you doing though? Oh, and some of the things we see in the sky are man-made, and Lockheed Martin there. A lot of the things are. I think statistically, out of all this, you know, most of it is going to be man-made, isn't it really? Like if you think about how many airliners are up there, and that's aircraft obviously serving the human race here, which are, you know, very popular there. So how many aircraft are in the sky for what, 8 billion people now? You know, do the maths on that. So if there is visitors from dimensions, time, you know, other planets, whatever it may be there, well, there's going to be less than 8 billion of them, so there'll be less activity. So I always imagine that statistically the vast majority of what we're going to see is going to be man-made, isn't it there? But there are things that are strange. That might not be man-made. Then you got that middle ground there. I don't know where because I still would feel quite excited seeing one of the ARVs, the Alien Reproduction Vehicles, the theorized craft that the Americans may have been able to make one or two of, or maybe get a crashed UFO flying. But anyway, based on the technology in some way, shape or form from these crash craft, the TR-3B, the triangular craft, is reported to be one of just those things. So I think I'd be just as excited to see one of them there, even if it is fully human-made, but based on the alien technology. How about you guys? Is that classed as a UFO for you? Would you be equally as excited there? Thank you, Wizard there. I love to see it there. Appreciate that. How are we doing, OGV? Good to see you in. How's sunny Scotland today? I'm hearing that you've got, or is it a roasting 12 degrees or something at the minute there? How's the heat? Oh, V. It's too hot. It's not compared to the heat wave, but it is. I'm over 30 degrees in this room. I've brought the fan back in. Dr. Stephen Greer does a deep stuff on our real UFO and aliens. Stephen Greer is an interesting one. Like, some of his content is really, really good. Like, I really think he puts in the work and comes up with a lot of details. But he seems to be... his personality rubs me the wrong way, if I'm going to be honest there. You know, that, and I find that hard to get past a lot of the time, which is a shame because I think a lot of his content is really, really interesting. There as well. So about the cooperation, shall I set up some cameras outside too? And if yes, DM me in Discord. Oh, that's the good point. Yes, but the problem with me, is that I have to wait until my brain is in gear. At some point, my brain will work and I'll remember and I'll be hot on stuff like that. But until then, I'll keep forgetting, and I've got no control over my brain. It will at some point just go brilliant. So in principle, 100% we would like to figure out these sorts of things. Drop us a message, and then I should have a better chance at remembering. My brain decides what it's focusing on. I have no control over it, and nothing else gets done. It was roasting today there, as we say in Scotland. Taps off weather. Literally just had that over on, I was informed of this over on the tubes there, V. So you guys are invading there. Adam as well coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those. Appreciated. All goes back into the stream. And because of the people in the background are trying to get rid of him. See, this is a very interesting point there. You know, it's very easy for us to, on the sidelines, to comment on what people disclose, what people don't disclose, how they handle certain things. But when you're under those sorts of pressures, it's hard to wrap your head around from the luxury of where we are. So it's a good thing to bear in mind. I've seen him with with a couple of people that I do very much respect, who are very kind people, and he's been very with them, very, you know, and I still settle it, but I do think his stuff, it could be interesting with it. Well, due to our excellent there, well, get some rest there. Oh, and where are we? Over on the tubes there. Kugler is the guy who done the Empire film recently. The Empire, what was that one? Oh yes. Oh, is he directing it? And the actor was in psychology thrillers before he was in X-Files. Yes, I think so. I think I recognise the chap for that one in my head anyway there. Not a reboot there. Sad face. Maybe it'll be alright there. Something's off with Greer. It's the attitude which I think gets in the way, but you know, there may be reasons for that. But also that he's 100% convinced. That even anybody that's 100% convinced gets my skepticism going with these things. I have no control over Alan telling us at the wrong times on Discord. Did he tell us? Oh, yes, he did. Yes, that is a good point. So, because he got the wrong stream, and that is an earlier one. We do the SETI ones earlier at the minute. So yeah, he did do the right. I forgot to let you know the time on that one. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the minute is when it gets dark for the Skywatches, and it was my fault though. I didn't tell Alan early enough what I was planning on doing today, so he defaulted to the SETI one there. And Ian McShane is playing Mulder. Raf, don't get my hopes up like that. Don't get my hopes up. That would be perfect. Ian McShane in anything. We should get him on. I wonder if he's had a UFO experience. Top chap. He's far too sure. And I think if anybody's that confident, then there's the question mark of that. Are you vetting things properly? You know, if your bias is strong, are you going to miss other things? But this doesn't mean we need to throw everything out with it. As well there, Kate, how are we doing? And V coming in with the gifts there. Thank you for reading, Adam.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
I called him Adam there nearly. Oh, and Kate.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for those ones. How's everyone doing, Kate? Where are we there? He has built a moped that runs on water and is meant to be doing a live stream about it because of his safety. There was another chap, wasn't there, that did a car that was running on hydrogen, basically, his water one, and he disappeared. There's been a few people throughout history, and you're going, that's very sus. I definitely think there could be something going on. The guys, it was Randall Carlson was associated with them, so the ancient history stuff, but it was the thunderstorm generator, and it was something about generating electricity from, basically from water reactions. It was a new twist on it. Really, really interesting. Apparently they're getting good results in it there. Have you watched Close Accounts of the Fifth Kind? Not of the Fifth Kind, no. No, I don't think we have actually for that one. I have seen one of Greer's movies. Can't remember which one it was. It was a while ago though. We are so far behind them there. What do you think out of the? Because I think Greer's done so much there. What do you think is the best part of it there? What do you think? Because again, anybody's theory is unlikely to be 100% true across the board. We're human. We do our best with it, don't we? There. But what do you think is the most important takeaway from Greer's angle with these things? Alan, he's there, loving the stickers there. It's a good, give it a watch. I will have to add it to our list. We do an Alien Movie Club over on the Discord, but they have to be the free-to-view ones on Netflix or on Prime or on YouTube or something there. But yeah, we vote on those and we watch them together. It's like doing our little UFO homework. So hopefully we can add it to the list. Is it still paid for? Doing right there, just tired and the heat ain't helping. That's definitely not. Well, at least you're not in your planned caravan, Kate, because that would be a lot hotter there. Falling Skies. Why does that name ring a bell for a film? Hey, if it's available, put it on the Discord in the movie club chat there, and then Alan can add it to our list. When's the next movie night? I'm so behind the Discord. Oh, me too. It'll be... Oh, that's a good point, actually. A couple of weeks. It'll be end of the month. It's normally the last Friday of the month, but where's my calendar? Because I think I've fluffed up. I know I've fluffed up one of the deep dive dates. Calendar. Where are you? Right, so, okay, no, we can do that one. So, yeah, it's going to be the Friday the 31st will be our next. I think it's Horizon on Amazon Prime. If it's still on Amazon Prime, they have a habit of taking them away there, Kate.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. All the gifts, the subs, the Patreons, the members, all that jazz does go back into the stream. Guys, if you're just joining us, so we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch. We're coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. We're looking out for weird things like this in the night sky now. We need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, or change its course or trajectory. That will tell us for sure that it is not a man-made object. Until it does that, though, we cannot be sure, and statistically, most likely it's just going to be one of the many, many man-made objects flying around up there, and interdimensional beings come to them and get it on a camera, and a man's deafness is cured after a visit from them. Yeah, because he's a big one. Did he start the CE5? Is that a his branded thing? Because I hear so much good stuff about the CE5 angle on all of those ones. Netflix is all seasons on there. Excellent, Adam. We haven't got a TV club for it. We've got the movie club, but what's the other one? Is it War Machine? That was a recent Netflix one that I was told to watch there. I don't know, but it's called down there much faster than in your house. Maybe. How are we coping in the hot box? I'm hot. I'm not as hot as we was during the proper heat wave, which I'm grateful for. That's kind of conditioned me now to just be grateful. But it is on the toastier side there. Oh, me and my mum's cousin have had a lot of sightings in Dundee. It's very, very active. I mean, like that, disproportionately so up that way. We do want to kind of get up there at some point. We have this ambitious plan that we want to do a skywatch from all of the UFO hotspots in the UK. Holding your hats and spinning the camera around. Is that cloud still there? It's still fucking there. Hold on, let's go to this patch of sky. That big bright one is Arcturus there. I think it's in C1 at the minute. But yeah, disproportionately so. We'd love to get there and have a look there. Rio is in the house. How are we doing, Rio? It's already Friday for you. It won't be long, Harco, until our hours are much more sociable for you. I feel like I was melting today. It was too hot. It was too hot, but it wasn't 40 degrees. Project Hail Mary. I have watched it. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't. I was expecting it to be as good as The Martian, and I felt they focused too much on the personal relationship between the human and the alien, rather than the actual scientific problem they were there to solve. I wanted to know more about it. I want to know about the more details around all of that, and it didn't scratch that itch for me. It felt a bit too Hollywoodized. It's very well done. There as well. Loving stickers V. And coming in with the shares, guys, it is the likes of shares, the tapping away, all that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves, and the more eyes and minds on the skies, the better. The more we can all piece this puzzle together there. Thoughts say that, Adam. Yeah, I expected a lot from after The Martian. That was very, very good. But it's still good, but it just didn't quite hit the spot there. The Helen better not die or I cry. I won't spoil it for you, but get your Kleenex out. I'm joking. Where do we get over to on the tubes? I'm bouncing between two chats tonight, so do say hello, guys, especially if you're new here. Say hello, let us know where you're watching from, ask away any questions, and I'll get to your messages. So I've just done the TikTok, and I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes. Where did we get to? Raph was teasing me with Ian McShane there. Mulder's guy ain't even going to be in it there. I've got to give it a chance, but you know, and you're like, it's probably not there. Peter is in as well. How are you then, Helen? Can I ask, in the top square and D, what is the red dot at the bottom line there? What is no, never apologise, Helen. That is a good question. Even if we've said it before, there's a good chance most people have missed it. So it's my job I'm slacking on if I'm not saying all of the good things enough there. But that's a very good question. So we have moved the camera, but I have a suspicion it's going to still be there. Yes. So that one is a dead pixel. It's a duff pixel on the camera. You got one there, you got one there, you got one there, and there's one there as well. Look next to these two.
Zoom mode activated.
So they come up red for some reason. Oh, there's three. There's a third one popped by there. Very starting to get busy tonight, guys. That blue is going, and we are seeing more colour, more stars, more activity. Just if that big cloud could sod off, we can look at the better part of sky. But it's a good question. Yeah. So sadly, it's a dead camera, and you'll notice the dead ones because as we scroll around, they stay in the same place, but the stars move. So it's a good question there. And thank you, Raph, for covering that as well there. Katie beat a 2 as well. Good spotting. Sorry, I'm a bit slow on the uptake there, but still put the grid references in. Because people in the chat that are up to date, if they've missed it, they can see that and quickly have a look. But also, if we're lucky, the mods will highlight the interactive grid. If it's interesting enough, they'll press the button and the square illuminates. Therefore, if I'm disappeared in the chat elsewhere, I can see the square pop up and we can zoom in on the good ones there. Falling Skies is a great series. Oh, we got 2 votes for that. Sounds good there. Oh, it's Spielberg, is it there? Interesting. How are we doing, Colin? Good to see you. And War Machine looks dreadful there. I heard good things when it came out, but I haven't seen it yet as well. And is that Marvin? How are you doing tonight? Kate too, keeping up the awesome work there with the grid. Appreciate you there. What is the star what was the star in the Astronomy chart there? I've no idea. I can't remember. For that one. This one we've got here that was going to be Arcturus, I think, that one, if I am correct with my positions. But I don't know, but generally there. Rock is in, how are you? And there's lots of great radio sci-fi with a comedic edge there. The BBC's Nebulous radio series is good. The Scarifiers about a MI13 government department, and there's only 4 episodes of Ectoplasm are world class. You know what? Radio dramas are really, really interesting because I barely give them time, but when I used to drive, you'd occasionally catch one. Was that a Shooting Star? A very faint one just came across there. But they were always really, really good. So it might be worth a shout there. Living Light, good to see you. How are you doing? Yeah, lots of water tonight there. Explore the fridge dimension. Oh, God, I wish I could there. Coming to you live from the fridge. And thank you for asking, Helen. Again, guys, if you've got a question, there's no silly questions here, because if you're curious, somebody else will be as well, and they'll be grateful that you've asked. Like a good radio drama sometimes. Now, I caught one years ago, because this is when I was driving, so God, it must have been at least 10, maybe 12 years ago, and it was based on a book, but it was along the lines of, this was pre the modern AI era, and it was basically about an AI program that had been developed to do stocks and shares trading, and it was too good, so they go to turn it off, but it was intelligent, and it had kind of basically made itself self-sufficient. It had rented servers for itself elsewhere, so they couldn't turn it off. A little bit like Terminator and stuff like that. But it was really well done, especially, talking about all the timing of it there, especially with our modern age. Another one down here, got another 2 coming in across here. To zoom in on these.
Zoom mode activated.
Right, there's another one there, another 2, 3, 4. So quite faint ones in there, but lots of activity. Let's really faint one down there as well. So we need to see these objects do something strange. We need to see them stop dead. Another one right in the middle. Short of speed. Oh, God, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's just in the small part of the screen there. 10. We've already got more on screen at once than last night. That is very interesting how, let's turn that up a touch, how many we got there. But yeah, we need to see them do something strange. The majority of them are sadly going to be man-made objects. Going to be those communication satellites, spy satellites, all of that jazz flying around up there, reflecting the sun's light back. So for us to say for sure from down here that it is something more strange, we need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. The interstellar handbrake turn, the loop-de-loop, or anything like that will tell us that it is a bit weirder. I should say slam dunk. Coloration and flashing are of interest, but they're not a slam dunk. Oh, God, the heat buggered my eyes up. I can't see now. Good spotting there, Katie, as well. And have you seen the Jerry Anderson TV series UFO? Paul, I've had it referenced to me. Funnily enough, I've got a Paul in my life. There's the grid. Well done. Good timing as well with that one. He's a big UFO fan as well. I haven't actually seen any episodes of it, but when I went to look, I went on a Jerry Anderson deep dive. I got distracted just looking at all the other Jerry Anderson stuff, and then I watched a YouTube video about somebody that's found one of the cars from it or something.
Zoom mode activated.
And they restored it there. This is a nice big bright one there coming in. Again, we need to see it do something strange before we can say it's anomalous. I can't do that, Dave. That's wasn't that Space 2001? Where are we down here as well? The War of the Worlds, 1938. There was a radio drama. It was, and it was very good. I think it's very useful for us there. Kate and Stu, thank you for the good spotting in there as well. Keep it up. But yeah, I think that kind of proves some of our point, actually. The reaction that people had to the War of the Worlds radio drama, they thought it was a real invasion. That wouldn't have worked if they didn't think aliens were out there. Back then, because we didn't have the probes to detect and to really check the other planets in our solar system, they thought Mars was most likely inhabited. They thought they were getting radio signals from Mars. They thought they were getting, they could see the canals, man-made or Martian-made canals on the surface of the planet, and they suspected Venus would be the same too. Lots of, preliminary early Close Encounter sort of stuff talks about the being saying that they're from Venus or from Mars, things like that, because it just was a commonly held belief. I think it was in when did we get our first probes that we actually got a proper look? It might have even been the early 60s that we actually knew then. So that's why I think that it was basically, where people say, oh, religion couldn't handle it, and that's why they can't, the world can't handle it. That's why I think it's bollocks, because for most of our existence, we have assumed that there is intelligent life just like us elsewhere. There. Oh, an attack on LA there, Trevor. You know what? I did see that one. I have seen that one, but I can't remember. I just remember blue light from it there. Oh, just clicked on everything there. Oh, slow flashing one, Katie, there. Sorry, I'm a bit far behind. Good spotting. That's nice, a brighter one there. I need to zoom in on it. I need to be a bit quicker off the ball. I found a copy of the original radio story of War of the Worlds. It was interesting, and I don't think it would have convinced people we were being invaded by Martians. Well, I think they already had that in B3. They already... Oh, good. Use of the grid there. They already had the belief, though, that the Martians were there. So that was something that was kind of in the zeitgeist. So it's like less of a jump back in the day. Whereas now, we'd have to go, but wait a minute, all the images we've seen of Mars, there doesn't seem to be any intelligent life there, as far as we can tell, let alone something that could invade us. But they thought they were seeing the structures on Mars. They thought that it was, it was inhabited. Some interesting ones there. And the book is better, as always is with these things. Although, the album, the Jeff Wayne album, War of the Worlds, has got, that is a masterpiece there. Where are we over on the TikToks? Where did we get to? V coming in with the hashtags are there. Oh, God, no. I need to scroll up a little bit more. Where are we? Sorry, guys. Oh, God, no. There's actually a lot more messages I didn't realise there. Secrets of a Skinwalker Ranch. Interesting show. I'm always a bit with it when it comes to TV shows, because they've just got a production deadline. Trying to get events to line up conveniently on an episodic basis is always difficult. There's always room for or pressures to perform. But I do think it's interesting, and I think Skinwalker does have a history well before, obviously, the TV show there. So I'm very much interested in it. Ria, we're all good. How about yourselves there? And Laura Lass is in too. Where did we get to? Was it Grogu is the little funny baby in Star Wars? I know the name. I haven't seen any of the new ones, though. Literally, the episode 1 was the last one I saw. Apple TV, For All Mankind, if you like The Martian, they just give the first season a chance. Adam, 100%. I am watching For All Mankind. I've just done the last season on it there. I love that exploration of what could have been, how it could have worked out there. It took me a couple of goes of getting it past the first episode. It's a bit slow, but after that, it was brilliant. Watching, what's the new Star City, the version of the Russian? Oh, we got a flasher.
Zoom mode activated.
Is he going to flash again? Come on. Nah, you bastard. So what can happen when you get one big flare like that is... As that object, again, objects, we don't know for sure what it is there. Anything up there has the chance of reflecting the light back down to us there. Is as it's moving around like that. See how it gets brighter here? Look, it gets that reflection there and then dims down again. So on its arc, on its orbit relative to the sun, to us, they can appear to flash. But again, it doesn't tell us what it is, just tells us that it's reflecting light and that it's up there. Again, statistically, most likely going to be man-made, because there's a hell of a lot of man-made stuff up there, but it isn't 100%. In fact, so these objects flying around that we're seeing now, which we're assuming going to be man-made satellites until they prove to us otherwise, this was seen, not to the same degree, but it was still seen before man had stuff up there in orbit. Is that the Orion belt on the right? So I don't think so on this bit. No, Orion normally comes around for us in the winter in our part of the sky, so it's a good call, but that's normally a winter one for us there. What's that moving, Wizard? Good question. So the majority of things up there statistically are going to be man-made objects, satellites, space junk, things like that. Again, satellites going to be the largest, going to be the most common that we're going to see tonight, but it doesn't mean that it definitely is. And what we're doing is we're watching, and we're going to monitor those things as they fly across the screen, and we need to see them stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory, because satellites are basically, they're falling to Earth in a big circle. they can't just stop. They can't just go left or right. They can't zigzag. Anything like that proves that it is something a little bit stranger. We don't have the technology to do that at these altitudes. So that's what we're looking out for. But again, even if it doesn't do that, you've got to think most of the time ET is going to be travelling in a straight line up there at a consistent speed. There's nothing to avoid or manoeuvre. We're looking for that rare occasion when he realises he's left his keys at home and does the interstellar handbrake turn. So keep looking out. We're looking out for those anomalies tonight. That's why it's a hunt. Where did we get down to there? Just casually cruising. We are billionaires. Oh, if we were. I have a blue raspberry flavoured ice pops that I'm so happy right now. Oh, blue raspberry is the best. Delicious blue. That is the flavour. Whatever it tells you is wrong. Anything blue is just delicious blue. And I have to try it all there. Oh, good using of the grid there. Perfectly timed for that one. Oh, look, we've got one coming in there, one coming in there. There's a fainter one next to it as well. Oh, TikTok, stop scrolling ahead. I'm trying to find out where we are there. And DJ Lethal, good spotting with the grid. I'm a bit behind, but keep it up there because the mods will see it. Incoming Cylons from Planet X there. I mean, it would be an interesting weekend, wouldn't it there? And I'm wondering if we did a group meditation, would we get some activity? I would really like to try it, Loris. I just don't know what my barrier is because I don't know, do I forget or am I a little bit
Zoom mode activated.
Nervous, apprehensive? See, look at the difference in brightness between those two. Got that one there, but I think there's a lot of evidence that stuff kind of does have an effect. So I would like to give it a go one day there. The Anunnaki, I do find it interesting. Again, is it going to be 100% correct? I don't know. Unlikely 100%. Always going to be human interpretation, but the idea that beings may have come here and interfered and all that sort of stuff there, bang on. And is it K8 there? Yeah, remember the face on Mars? I remember when I discovered that for the first time, and it was in a National Geographic. No, it wasn't. Sorry, it was a lot of people's one. It was Mission to Mars? One of those two films that come out in the early 2000s, and I watched it, saw it in the film, went, "Oh, that's amazing," but it ain't real. And then I looked in an old-fashioned, is our school library, proper books before internet, and got a National Geographic out with the pictures in it there, and my mind was blown there. Oh, Nemesis 2 is east of us there. Good spotting. Oh, an Apache as well. Oh, I've actually got one, yes, to the east there. I've actually got it on the radar. Thank you there, Harko. We could organise a live event where we all do the meditation thing. I think we need to figure it out. Like, we need to pick a day. Maybe coming up is going to be quite reasonable because at least we know we're going to have a lot of good weather. Put something in the Discord, and then I'll remember. And we'll pick a night where we kind of do it. Where are we? And we have to utilise a Discord and properly organise it though to make sure enough of us are tuning in. That's going to be probably the thing. And it's for all mankind. That's the one. It's basically an alternate. What if the Russians had landed on the moon first? That was how history would have been different. It's very, very good. Maybe we need to do a separate channel for it, Kate, so we can organise it within the channel. It's the first time you've heard me say, what? I'm swearing all the time. I don't know any other words. They're big and clever there. How you doing, R4? I just managed to jump on to see anything strange. We've not seen anything strange yet, but we're just waiting. I think it's only just getting dark enough now. Tubers, I'll be over to you guys very, very soon. Just finishing up over on the TikTok there. Take years to feel there. I can clip a few minutes of Sam swearing for a week of footage. Exactly, okay. Okay, that's creepy. Either Leanne just opened the door slightly and stuck her head in, or... Oh, no, it was Leanne. There we go.
I turned the aircon off for the sleep.
Oh, yes. Thank you, darling. Where are we? Good spotting there. DJ as well. Oh, Bill Carson. I've seen him on a few things. But I haven't watched his stuff on its own there. There's pyramids on Mars too. I was a bit skeptical of the pyramids on Mars. Like, I saw, people's pitch, but I thought, it's a bit rough. Surely, that might be a bit, come on. It looks a bit more natural, more eroded. Didn't look, enough, for me. And then, and this is why it's so silly, like our biases with these sort of things. Then somebody to put a really good presentation together, and they compared them to eroded pyramids here on Earth, and you go, all right, yeah, my initial pushback was just totally unfounded. So there's lots of interesting shit on Mars there. Do a channel for that and the paranormal chat. It popped into my head the other day, Kate. I'll do it. Try and remind me tonight. If it calms down in the chat, I'll do it whilst we're on stream there. Ghost in the house. No ghosts in the house, Lee. We know the rules. Yes, I think the separate section should be made in the Discord for the meditation. 100%. I might also make it like a private one, and then people that are into that sort of thing can, like, request to be in it there. Hey, Wizard as well. Thank you for the gifts there. Nearly missed that one. Do appreciate that, guys. Gift sales, Patreon members, super chats, merch, all goes back into stream, helping us get the show on the road there. The spooked moment, just in my face drop there. And it's very interesting. He knows a lot about the Anunnaki, and he's seen tablets and old texts. Oh, is this Greer as well? Oh no, that's Carlson, is it? Yeah, I've seen him as guests on things, and I'm interested. I haven't gone off on a detail, but I do, again, Anunnaki, whether it's that specifically, or whether it's pointing to like something very similar, I'm very interested. There's lots of those older stories that do point to something similar. There's something like that going on, right? Holding your hats. We're just going to see if that cloud's buggered off enough to get to our normal patch of sky that's a little bit busier. In fact, look at that nice one coming through. It's a bit orangey, this one.
Mode activated.
There we go. Remember, we still need to see it stop dead short for speed, change its course or trajectory. There. Red dot, it might be a couple of pixels. It is a big one, that one, isn't it? But you coming in with the shares, guys. It's the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all that jazz. It does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. We really, really do appreciate that, especially over on the tubes. The actual like button at the top there is very, very helpful for us, because as I said, that's how we get to meet you guys in the first place. And then you never know who's going to come in, what knowledge, what experience they are going to share. The one thing that's changed my understanding the most is hearing your accounts, just how much and to what range of experiences you guys have. It's blown my mind. So yeah, those stories we get to hear are amazing. And the gold is a conductor for a spacecraft there. See, the mineral part of it is the bit that I don't get, because with the nature of space is pretty much all these elements are quite easily available flying around elsewhere. And Earth has a gravity well. It's got, you'd be much better off landing on a meteorite or an asteroid or something flying around, and good using of the grid there, and getting it from there. Then you don't have the gravity cost to get it off of what you're on there. Not when I last checked. I'm about to go back over there, so I can't see it, just skimming. So I think we're alone tonight. We've been left. She's probably out partying. Where are we? In the tube chat. Where did we get to with you guys there? And my eyes tonight there. Tic Tac. There. So you've got a green. I couldn't read the green coloration. Currently sat imaging M3, the Pinwheel Galaxy, on my Astro rig there. And kindly ask your alien friends to stay clear of your telescope. You don't want them messing up the image, but they can come around here. Whereabouts in the sky is the pinwheel for you guys? Hey, we want to see those ones, Tic Tac, in the old Discord. When you process those images, we want to see them. Good evening, Emilio there, and Peter. In 1877 there, astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli there observed lines crisscrossing Mars, and he called them canals there. The American astronomer Percival Lovell became the most famous champion of the Martian canal theory. Apparently, it was a little bit of a misinterpretation. So because the word in Italian for channel, basically, which doesn't necessarily mean man-made, it can be not constructed, is canali or something like that. And then when that kind of got over to us in the English-speaking world, we took that as he's seeing a canal, which us is a man-made waterway. And it kind of came from there, apparently. But yeah, that was one of the things they felt. These looked to be like man-made or intelligently created structures that we can observe on the surface. Early days of radio, there was some strange signals they couldn't explain. They thought maybe we're getting messages from them. It's a very interesting time in history there. And with the pareidolia, that's the one there. Yeah, your pattern seeing of those sorts of things. Where are we? Down here as well. Lozzie, how are you doing there? And Trevor, how far are you away from Avesbury? You know what? I don't know. Is it? Let's have a look. Let's have a look on the map. The problem is, I moved to Wiltshire, and I used to be one of these people. When I drove, I was like, I would Google Earth my whole route. I'd know intuitively. I'd see a church steeple and know I'm like four fucking roads to the left. I used to know everything I'm doing. But now, moving to Wiltshire, it's like when you start a video game and the map's all greyed out just other than where you're standing. It's kind of like that. I have very little understanding of where I am, and I'm kind of too lazy nowadays to check it there. Where is Aysbury? I think it's a little bit further along, isn't it, than relative to us than Stonehenge. Where is Aysbury? We're about, was it 10 miles or so as the crow flies from Stonehenge? Or not even that, I don't think. Oh, I can't find it, but we're not too far. We're Warminster in Wiltshire, so other side of Salisbury Plain, where the infamous Warminster thing happened back in the 60s and the 70s, and SK are there. Did you hear? Did you say there is SK? Link in the bio there. Everybody is welcome. So not only has got the interesting things, so if we talk about a podcast or where we're seeing something there, just generally things that interest us, go into there about the phenomena. We've got general chats as well. We're going to have a paranormal channel when I eventually make it, but also the personal experiences section. That is my favourite. That is where you guys share your accounts with the phenomena, images and videos too. So you're welcome to join, guys. Just check those out or add your own there. We'd appreciate that. But you got the monthly movie club. Oh no, we're getting a few clouds over that way. Let's go this way then. This is the clearer bit, I think. Or just some faint movement there. So yeah, you're welcome to join us for that. And what we do for our monthly movie club is we vote on an alien themed film, and then we watch it last Friday of the month normally, just depending on the time of year. Not at the minute it's before the stream. Oh, good spotting. Yeah, coming through there. And yeah, we watch it. We have to press play on our own Netflix or whatever it is, but we chat along in the Discord there. It normally gets very, very unhinged. You're all welcome to join us as that, even as lurkers there. There's a ghost in your house there. Dean Taylor there, the first record I bought. There is, what's the name of that? There's like one of these weird indie record labels called Ghost something. And they produce some really strange music. But it's yeah, you got to check, what is it? What are they called? Ghost something. Got to check them out when I figure out what they're called there. Head over and join excellent SK. Thank you for doing that one. Andrew, good a spot in there as well. And Lucifer's, good to see you. As well down here. Has seen anything cool lately? What did we have the other night that was really... Oh, I think it was just the ISS. It was last night that went over. But we'd never seen it like that. It was a bright purple. Every time it's come over, big, bright, amazing, fast, always catches me off guard. But it's always a brilliant white. But this time it was a vaguer purple. So part of me's like, are you sure? But it was timed well for the ISS there. How about yourself there? And did you see that fly across the screen? Yeah, so we do get a lot of geese fly over here, and we've got some bats in the garden as well. So if it's a little bit brown and blurry like that, we tend to just assume it's nature for those ones. But hey, you never know. And some people say gold can be converted to powder, and it's a very powerful thing, and possibly the real meaning of alchemy, as opposed to the narrative of alchemy creating gold. Well, it could well be. Definitely could be an interesting angle for it. And is it Geica there has designed a new spirit box there. Also a good one here. Excellent. I'm interested in that. Look at that one. A new spirit box. It allows you to communicate better with the deceased there using longer sentences. Very interesting. It's the Radio X. We've got a spirit box here. Interesting. I didn't know he's got a new one going on. There was another version that's very good. It takes out all of the static and just leaves you with the words. It kind of processes it. It was quite cool. They tried that, and the Anunnaki ships got crushed in the belt due to the unpredictable movement of the rocks. Trevor, that is interesting. So that was always one of the questions that I had there. You know, these resources are going to be, more easily available. Why have they come to Earth? But maybe there's considerations like that. Is that something that is mentioned in the text then? Because that's an interesting point to that. And it's been over a couple of times. We're in ISS season, so hang around. It'll be on. I don't know if it will be on tonight, but we are in the season, so it might come around again next week. There, good use of the grid, guys. Keep up with the grid references there. The mods can press it if they deem it worthy. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok to see where we've got to. Across two platforms tonight, so do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from. And V coming in there feeding Alan.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. Ask away any questions that you may have. There's no silly questions here. We want to hear from you all. If it's just where you are there, or if you've had an experience, please share that whilst we're waiting for the action to happen on screen there. Do appreciate hearing from you all. But if you are just joining us, we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. Make sure you're following or subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we are on pretty much every night, and I'll run a clear night, so it's going to be a lot of Skywatches, guys. I'm going to be doing this pretty much every night, so yeah, hopefully if you're following, subscribed, you get those notifications when we go live. But cloudy nights, we do an alien radio signal hunt. We listen on what is called called the hydrogen line. That is the channel on the radio dial where scientists think we are most likely to hear a message from ET. It's where the wow signal was heard, and if the moon is up, I can be bothered. It looks like that, and we see some very strange things on, off, and around the moon too. So you can join us as we're always hunting together for evidence of the phenomena. And we were basically genetically created to mine gold for them. That I've heard that, and there's enough vagueness, there's enough gaps in our record of understanding, you know, the limitations of our science at the minute and the evidence we have, that could slot in, that could be the missing puzzle piece. Where did we get to? Oh no, I got that one there. And the ISS passes over at 20 past. Oh, thank you, DJ. We might catch the ISS again tonight there at 20 past midnight. So it's now 1:45. So that is in, 35 minutes there. We might catch the ISS. Oh, look at that. And I will forget, and I think it's aliens.
Zoom mode activated.
That's a nice bright one there. Look how faint some of these are there as well. Now we're going to see more objects as we get towards August. Due to the position of the sun and the seasons there, there's going to be more light to bounce off of those objects that are flying around up there. So we're going to see more things up there. Again, a lot of those are going to be man-made, but that's why it's a hunt. We're looking out for the ones that act strangely, stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That'll tell us for sure that it is a lot stranger. You were here. Thank you, V. I'd very much appreciate that. Typing that one in for us there. Laura, that's coming in the shares. That is how we reach you all there. That's right. I'll drop a message in the chat later to ask us. Awesome, Kate. Yeah, we'll definitely have to add A by default to the CE5 chat there. Shooting star. You spotted it. It was a shooting star. Excellent there. I'm glad it was there. And B757. Can we see Jupiter? Good question. Now, Jupiter was with us earlier on in the year. I have a feeling it's gone round a little bit far for us from our position. We don't have a full 360 view. There are houses and stuff around here. Jupiter, where are you? It was with us for bloody ages. Let's have a look. Jupiter, right, where are you? Oh no, Jupiter's below the horizon at this time for us at the minute. But I mean, it looks like one of these, but brighter. There as well, but we do seasoning because obviously the sky's changed in these positions. We do get like to run through all of the most talked about ones there. So we'll be back at some point there. And B7, thank you for the follow there. Where are you joining us from tonight? There, Movie Club is brilliant. There, it gets very unhinged. Very unhinged very quickly, guys. It goes sideways. But you are welcome to join us there, even just to look. And Laura Lass coming in with the gifts too. I said appreciate those, guys. It all goes back into the stream, including the merch and the Patreons and stuff like that. In fact, look, is it going to load? No. Oh no, it is. Look, we got some new things. It's turning into QVC. Look, that's the one. That's the one I'm wearing right now. But we've got one for this stream, got one for the other stream there. And if you do get a bit there helping us, we post your picture of you in the merch showcase on the Discord, and we can see you guys on the stream. It automatically uploads to there, and we can see you wearing all your fineries. But yeah, at the minute we're saving up to get the show on the road. We need a few extra bits of kit so we can do a live Skywatch on location from a little bit further afield. So every now and again we do take the show on the road locally up some of the Iron Age hill forts where there was sightings. A lot of sightings back in the day, and you know, we've seen some strange things up there too. We bring you with us, but we want to do a bit further afield, and we need some extra bits of kit for that. So that's what we're working towards at the minute. But yeah, Rendlesham Forest should be our first one for us there. And Laura Lass, thank you feeding Alan there. When's the next deep dive? I need to catch up with the Discord. So deep dive V is tomorrow. The next one is tomorrow. So make sure you're over there for that. I think it's going to be probably 9 PM. So we'll do it before the mainstream because we're obviously on later now. This one. So the deep dives guys are basically our little thank yous to the members and the Patreons, where we look at leaked documents, whistleblower accounts there, the latest files or videos that are released from the US government, just like those ones. Then we run through them to you in like, you know, in a live stream for you guys there, hearing your opinions as we go. But it's like doing our UFO homework. All of the documents and the reports and the evidence that you've heard referenced 1,000 times. We actually read through them all, scientific papers too, and some of them are actually fascinating there. One of my favourites was the molecular biologist that claimed to have worked with the genetics and the, you know, anatomy bits of the greys, basically. Really, really fascinating to hear their accounts with all of that. And tomorrow it'll come up on the text that pops up on screen. Where is it? I'll come up in a bit. I think we're looking at one of the historic reports into it tomorrow, which is really cool to read through, because first of all, I noticed that you go, it's exactly like it is today. They're talking in a similar sort of way, but then also you can see the differences. I find it absolutely fascinating. So yeah, members, patrons, you'll be able to join us for that one before our mainstream Skywatch, but also you'll be able to, if you do want to just try it there, guys, there's a free trial link for the Patreon in the bio there. It gives you a month for free. And Yeah, oh, that's a good one there. Nice, a bright one coming in. So where did we get to? Dan Stewart there. Check out the band Henge. They are certainly a space age. There was a beautiful time for the arts, you know, when it was all interlaced with all of this weird and possibilities and some of that, you know, definitely the LSD age, I think. And I bet Leanne would love to get involved in the group meditation as well. I will throw that one to her, yeah, because it does touch into her consciousness stuff. I will see if we can get her engaged there as well. Good spot in there, Lethal, and the ICG pass over at 20 past as well. I will forget, we're about 20 minutes. No, we've got 30 minutes for that one there. And green lasers attract the real UFOs, and they follow the lasers. It's been trying to get the video with my cousin. I've heard this. There is, whether it is the CE5, this consciousness connection ability to summon them in, to, you know, request their presence or whatever it might be. That's quite good. The old school flashing of the torches, apparently there's good response rate to that, but also lasers as well, you know, shining them at them and then they will move off. You know, is that a static star? Pointing your laser pen out and it moves around. Now, the problem is where we are here where we're based is we're based right on the edge of the largest military training area in the UK, Salisbury Plain, most active as well. There's always Apache attack helicopters flying around, and where we go do the show on the road, where I think it'd be most, you know, good to do that sort of thing. It's on top of one of the Iron Age hill forts. It's technically actually in the training area. You are allowed access to it. And I've just got this idea that I'll go, oh, that looks strange. I'll point my laser at it, and then I'll get like a missile sent back to me or something. So I'm not brave enough to try that one around here, but I have heard that it works. So going from the northwest to the southeast. Yeah, we should actually, if we're lucky, yeah, that should be right in our path for that one. V and Adam coming in with the shares. Thank you for that one. And see the hearts popping up as well there. Appreciate all the tapping away. It's how we reach all of you guys. Get more eyes and minds on the phenomena. We can erode that stigma. We can all share our experiences there. Need to get your merch ordered there, V. Now, but the problem is, what do you choose? What do you choose there? You know, Team Allen and... There's so many to choose from, and I've been watching these lives for a year and a couple of weeks. Laura Lass, I knew you were an OG, but a couple of weeks there. God, you've nearly been the full time. That is crazy how much time. Most people was about 3 months, and then people, you know, lives move on, people drift out there. But we've got a few of you guys that have been, you know, pretty much every night with us for a year, which is crazy. I don't think I've stuck to anything as consistently in my life. The deep dives are also, I enjoy them. Like, it's a lot of reading, a lot of tongue twisters in there, but some of the stuff there's always some point or two that I come away from going, that's totally blown my mind with it there. Totally, you get some really good, interesting facts from them there. And how you doing, Carl? Good to see you in tonight. How are you and the missus doing? And lovely budget. How are you doing there? How many satellites are in the sky? It's about 15,000 man-made satellites in the night sky at the minute, and about 10,000 of those are Starlink alone. Doesn't include, I don't think, the zombie ones. You know, the dead ones that are, you know, they don't fully have access to or whatever anymore. Also, you've got space junk as well. So statistically, going to be a lot of satellites flying around up there. And again, until... Oh, that's a flasher. There we go.
Zoom mode
Flash
activated.
twice. 3 times. 4. 5. Right, I need to zoom out so we can catch up with that. Right. Oh, that's a nice bright one. Any more? No, it's coming off. So what's happening is... those objects, you know, man-made satellites, UFOs, whatever it is, they're flying around up there, they're in orbit, and as they're flying around, they're reflecting that sun's light back down to us on Earth. The sun hasn't fully gone round, and when they're off the surface, they still have a direct line of sight. That's how we're able to see it. There's not headlights on those objects there, they're reflecting it down, and when they're flashing, what's happening is, as you see here, it's up here, see that flash, no flash, flash, no flash, so it's doing that as it's moving there. Now, the interesting thing about the flashing is that a lot of satellites, especially the modern ones, they're not designed to rotate like that. So it normally means that at the end of their life or something is wrong. Because if you imagine, look, I've got a new prop, guys. So, you know, look, we can use this now. So, look, this is actually a miniature of the Hubble Space Telescope there. Now, as you can imagine, right, that's got to point down to Earth. The lens has got to point down. So, if it's rotating, it ain't doing its job. Well, actually, no, sorry, Hubble, it's a fucking space telescope. It's pointing up. There we go. It's pointing down. It's around the wrong way. It's pointing up to... Anyway, it's got a point, that sort of thing there. And, you know, look, you've got dishes here, communication dishes, right? They've got a point back down so it can, to Earth, so it can you know, they can communicate with the damn thing as well. So a lot of the modern satellites aren't designed to just be rotating around and falling. Some of the older ones were, but the modern ones aren't. But as you can imagine, like, look how dynamic that surface is there. So as it's tumbling, look at the size, the light profile that you're going to get from it, how much surface area there is to reflect the light versus now, versus like in between that, you know. So that's why you can get the different, if it's tumbling as well, think of how much reflectivity difference there is in that as well. But yeah, most of them are designed to be pointed down the other way. Interesting story about Hubble as well, right? You know, well, obviously we know all the images come from it. Very important bit of kit from us there. It was a CIA spy satellite, but they didn't want it anymore, and they went, NASA, do you want it? And they went, yeah, right, we'll just point it the other way, and we've got a nice little space telescope. Thanks, lads. They did a little bit more, but that was basically it. Yeah, it was a surplus one. They wanted it there. Anyway, let's get back on there. And I don't believe they travel millions of light years and then go, oh, shiny green light. Mate, but this is an interesting point. What does fit with that behaviour? What fits? One of the things that we're seeing now is there's just so much activity. Now, back when I was, you know, early days of this, and you go, it's little green men coming from other planets, the extraterrestrial hypothesis there. The idea is that occasionally a couple of visitors might come. It's a difficult journey. There's not going to be a lot of them. You know, maybe there's a presence here all the time, but it's going to be a smaller amount, isn't it? But the amount of sightings, that doesn't fit anymore. And as you say there, if they're going to react and respond like that, what understanding does fit for that? What explains that behaviour? Where are we? Down there. Coming in with the hashtags. Laura Lass there. DJ Kim, not a good spot in there. You choose everything, V. Well, we've actually got more merch than is visible, but I'm not going to make things available until I know that I've had a sample through to check that it actually looks good and it's come out all right. So I've still got more things that I need to order for myself to confirm, and then we can make those available as well. Point proven, I did a test run of one of the t-shirts, and I buggered up the background, and it had this this square print line. Like, you can see the difference, the shiny there. So the new ones don't have that. It's much more detailed. So what happened is I went full gym bro in the heat, and I cut the sleeves off it, and now we've got a thing gym vest there. It was in the heat, in the last in the heat wave, I inadvertently melted into a gym bro, where so I thought, oh, this is hot. I need to cut the sleeves off of my shirt so I can still be modest, but also you know, have a little bit of ventilation. And it's like, oh god, it's hot. Right, I need to put a cap on to protect the back of my neck. So that's all of a sudden I had the snapback cap, the shirtless sleeve. And God, I'm so thirsty. I'm so thirsty. The only thing that was in the shop was a can of Monster Energy. So I'm sitting there, sunglasses, cap back, shirt, sleeves cut off, and I'm not a slim chap as well, so it's not a good sleeveless operation here. Can of Monster, and I caught the reflection of myself in the shop window. I went, oh fuck. It was hilarious there. This is my happy place, and mine, V, there, hanging out with you guys. I do miss it there. This is my social interaction, guys. It's that cloud sneaking up on us. Let's spin the camera, see if we can avoid it. So if you're joining us, guys, we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge. I'm just working my way through the TikTok chat, but do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Do make sure you're following and subscribed, because we're on pretty much every night. That big, bright, beautiful one there, Ian at B2, is a Vega, 26 light years from us here on Earth, burning much hotter and brighter than our star. Larger too, it won't last as long, they don't think there. And was that a good Azumi flasher? It was. You know, things you can take out of context on this stream, there's quite a lot there. And aeroplane flashing, so that's something to consider. We're quite lucky with aeroplanes that come across here, because there's just a size difference. You know, you can really tell when you get the aeroplanes. I think there was one time that I was like, is it? But you can really see that for us. And we've also actually got Harco made this for us. It's basically like it's a desktop radar. It's like the old-fashioned green radar screens with the sweep around it, and it brings in all of the online flight information, you know, like Flight Radar and all those other platforms there. And as it sweeps around, it shows us from our point of view what is local to us and whereabouts it is and what altitude it is. So if we do get something on screen, I can see at a glance if there's something here. There's a picture of it in the Discord. It does look pretty cool. But guys, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. I want to hear from you. Any questions, ask away. No silly questions at all there. And Naomi there. Oh, a blue flash in A2 there. Oh, damn it, I've moved it around since then. They should still be on the screen, but it's probably in the D section now. See if we can. But speaking of blue, look at this one
Zoom
now.
mode activated.
Look how distinctly blue that is. We see some that are distinctly blue, distinctly orange, and distinctly green as well. Apparently, that can be to do with atmospheric interaction, but also what is reflecting that light back to us there. I think the blue ones are most likely the Starlink ones. People have been saying that they've changed some of their solar panels there. And I'm very picky with TikTok Lives. I like how a genuine community has been built here. We are so lucky with you guys. Like the horror stories that you hear about going online and all this sort of stuff and trolls and all that crap, and honestly not been my experience at all. There's been like a handful of people. The amount of people we've ever had to block is single digits, and we were doing 100,000 like views a month last summer, so you know we've had a lot of people through, but most people have just been amazing, and not only that kind, but willing to share. And it's quite a thing, isn't it, to come out there, because sharing this stuff, you know, in your day-to-day life to your friends and family can be difficult enough, let alone on the strangers to the internet there. So actually sharing your experiences and your thoughts and your understanding so is a very vulnerable thing to do. So we've been so lucky here. It is very special, and that's what keeps me going. I wouldn't be doing it without you guys there. And is that I can't pronounce it when my eyes are there. And is that Ollie there? Are they not just satellites? Good question. Most of the time, yes. That is the straight, boring answer. The majority are going to be man-made satellites up there. There's just a hell of a lot of them up there. But every now and again, if we pay attention, there are ones that act a little bit strangely. They have to follow certain patterns. Well, they follow the laws of physics there. They're falling to Earth in a big circle. It will take a lot of energy for them to deviate that. The adjustments that satellites can make to their orbit or altitude are very subtle, and it's done over the course of various orbits. So we don't see those changes. But if we notice objects, as occasionally, it's rare, but it does happen, that, you know, stop dead, hesitate, they'll change direction, anything like that. We do not have man-made technology or equipment that can do that. Space junk doesn't do that. So that is what we're looking out for. That's the gold standard, so we're looking for something strange. But then you get certain ones that are a little bit stranger. You get the feel. I mean, look how orange this one is.
Zoom mode activated.
It's interesting. It is different, but it is not necessarily anomalous there. It could just be to do with what it's reflecting back to us around there. But you get a feel for it. Some of them are just strange, but it's about the hunt. It's about the mystery. But it's surprising how many weird things are up there. Again, most of them, if you think of how many satellites we can see in the course of a stream, it's quite a lot. But yeah, it is... there are a lot of them up there. There are strange. There's a lot of strange ones in there as well. What did I just see pop up there? Joseph, Laurelas, thank you for the gifts there. And Blue Nose, how are we doing, Captain? It's the heat again. I hope you're not having to work through all of it there. Thank you for the star. That's very, very kind of you there. Adam, too, coming in with the gifts. Appreciate those guys. It all goes back into the stream. Where do we get to in the chat? So it takes me a second to get through. Where did we get to there? How good? Oh, good. I'm glad you are, Carl. Glad you guys are there. Is it too? How hot is it up where you are? And where did we get to? Scrolling down there. And Mirko there, so knowledgeable there. What's your background? Just curious. That's very, very kind of you to say, but honestly, I'm really not. I'm good at remembering the gist of something. So I see a lot of interesting things, and you take away the gist. That's it. The details, the names, the places, the dates, there's a lot better people out there than me. I just, I see some interesting things, or I hear it from you guys. A lot of what we talk is knowledge from you guys that, you come in and you go, that's slightly wrong. It's actually like this. And you go, oh, shit, that's good. And can update it there as well. So honestly, I just get the privileged position of repeating interesting things that you guys are saying and asking there. My background is just curious like you guys. V as well, coming in with the gifts there. Just spent too much time on YouTube, I think. And Joseph there. Greetings, fellow Earthlings. You come in peace. It is good to see you, Joseph. Not too hot, I hope. There, V coming in with the stickers and the shares. There we go. There's a plane for us. Right, and what one is it? That one is going to be in the southwest. Should we zoom in on it? Oh, that one is right on us there.
Zoom mode activated.
So that one is... I faded out, but yeah. So look, so compared to the size difference there, the light, the flash, and you can see the shape of the wing outlines, the V, the V. So yeah, we can normally see them quite clearly like that. Pretty cool to see. Where did we get to? And as V says, thank you for the likes, the shares, the follows, guys. It does help us reach more and more, make more and more friends like you guys. The more open-minded, intelligent people we can get in, sharing our knowledge, our experience on this, our opinions, our thoughts. So the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. And the Star Vega is completely run out of its core hydrogen fuel in roughly 500 million years. Or will run out of it, yeah. So not long at all, is it? I don't know. Has it been around long enough to form planets, do they think? Because I know Nocturus, what's the other one? Well, the Betelgeuse. They do think that hasn't been around long enough for planets to really form around that one. That's another one that we follow there. Oscar, how are you doing there? It's the 10th of July. Me and your girlfriend have been together 1 year. Happy anniversary. Oscar, it's also Harco's wedding anniversary today. So, just saying. It's a good one there. But congratulations, Oscar, there. And Ben, good to see us there. Dodo, thank you for the gifts. And V as well for those ones too. So very much appreciated. All gets back into the stream. And any news with the dwarf? They ghosted me. Bastards ghosted me. But we'll keep at it. We'll keep nagging. And burning through its fuel much faster than our sun. Yeah, won't last anywhere near as long, apparently. There's such a different range of... they're all stars like our sun in the sense of big fusion reactions, but some of them burn different things, different ratios, they're different temperature sizes and brightnesses. Our star isn't particularly large at all. I think it's technically a dwarf star. So it's not a bright in a lot of ways, but, it is relatively common there. Keep up the good spotting and grid work there tonight, guys. Tomorrow is going to be the hottest day. I'm not looking forward to it. I've got to be in here, guys, for a double shift. I'm going to be doing the deep dive, and then we're going to be doing the Skywatch. So make sure you join us for that. Again, if you are curious about the deep dives, it is a free trial there, so you'll be able to catch a couple of deep dives, plus watch all the past ones back. So if we get another drop from the US government, we'll be able to catch those as they come out with us there as well. And I think it's Apple kind of auto-enrolls you later on, but I think all of the other devices, most of it just rolls you into a free trial anyway. So if it's not your thing and you forget, normally you're all right with it. Chromie, how are we doing there? Thank you for the gifts there. Not too bad, but very warm inside. Is it much difference between the south and the north temperature-wise? Current, but I think it's over 30 for us here. What was it for you guys? And Joseph, it's foggy there. We've had a few wisps of cloud. We've got a little bit on the down here and a little bit up there, but it's not been too bad. And what was that? So playing for that one. Good spotting though. How are we doing? A door there. Those flashing ones. Those damn flashers. Where did we get to? DJ coming to that, and deep dive, exactly, I love it. I haven't seen those stickers in ages, V. The deep dive one. Right, bouncing back over to the tubes, let's see where we got to you. 33.5, oh, that's criminal. That's too hot, isn't it, guys, there. Currently down to 18, that is lovely. I want that. 17 for you guys, I'm jealous. But yeah, I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes and see where we got to. You guys, you've been patiently waiting. Where did we get to in the messages for you guys? Where did we get to there? I've had apps before that would notify you when the ISS was going to fly over Indigo. I've heard about those. I always forget to register. I'm going to have to look at those ones because some of them, like what's the other one? The solar flare. Not solar flare, the Northern Lights one, the Aurora. There's a good one for that apparently. But I have you guys to tell me. And is it monomatic gold there? Or monomatic gold there. Superconductor at a room temperature. And ingest it. And it synchronizes brain hemispheres. Suspended in air, reflects cosmic rays. That does ring a bell. That name, not pronounce it totally wrong, but it does. I think I've heard that one before. Is that like a theorized component, or is that just something that we do know exists and we can make, or is it a theorized one? And Trevor there, they sent 5 ships, 50 heroes each, and that's what it says in the text. Very interesting, yeah. I mean, again, even if it's not 100% accurate, because we've got to remember over time, and when knowledge is transferred through story, even if it's written down, there's still getting room for a human interpretation around it there. But the core principles of that, I think, could be a bit more accurate than the mainstream would have you believe. I think, there's a few different people talk about very similar things, a few different cultures, and when you've got that convergence there, they're all trying to explain to some it must have happened. And Paul, and I used to mess with the paranormal and do the paranormal investigations there after an encounter with demons there. Never again. That is always in the back of my mind. I'm a very curious person. I want to know how it all works. And I will often get myself into trouble with all sorts of different wonderful things. But that kind of just is in the back of my mind. I was a party to a Ouija board in school, and I'm kind of on with a lot of things. You hear me? I would never say many things 100%. Maybe that life is out there. I think that's 100% there. But the rest of it, there's always the schmuck tax of a few percentage there. I'll lean one way, but I'm not going to collapse things down to like a definite a lot of the time. Probably quite frustrating for a lot of you guys. But as in the paranormal is the same. I find it incredibly interesting. I'm definitely open to a lot of it there. But again, I've not necessarily been 100% with it, even though I've had some very clear experiences. One of them was being part of this Ouija board when we were in school. We snuck into the photography classrooms, which were always quiet, and I didn't, even then I was a little bit nervous, so I didn't. So I sat in a circle of sort and watched them, and what was said in that Ouija board, what came through, blew my mind. I don't know how much I can say legally, if that makes sense there. There was stuff that came out, which, again, I'm not technically bound to this by law, but, well, let's just say witness protection was involved for people there. And it was the most insane experience, so I would be very hesitant of touching anything like that again. There, I'd be curious. I'd watch other people do it from a distance. Hey, the cowboy hat there, wizard. I do love those ones. Hat for a hat. Tubers, it's the animated GIFs. They put a cowboy hat on. I love that moustache. Every time it comes up, and I think, yeah, I need to get that moustache. Where are we there? Down here. And I never actually seen it there. I should probably get the app. But hopefully I'll see it on here one of the days. Better zoomed in. It is phenomenal. And again, still moving here, I hadn't seen it either. But you will, if you hang around long enough, you'll definitely see it here, Lucy, there. Have you seen many crop circles in your area? There's loads around here. In fact, what kind of kicked this off for us was that... Oh, there it is. I think that is... No, that's too small to be the ISS, I think. Oh, no, we're 10 minutes early. I thought it was. This one here had flared up, and when it was flared up, it was about the size. But I think that was just, again, that position relative to us and the sun, causing that big flashback. But, maybe about 10 minutes' time, we should be able to see one, hopefully. But, yeah, they kicked it off. It was May last year that there was one just on the outside of town. It was the first of the season last year, so we went and had a look at that. It's phenomenal. I haven't got out to any this year, which is disappointing, so I really did want to do that one. But I do hope to more in future. There's lots and lots around. It is the heart of crop circle country here. Was it a few minutes ago, Andrew? Was it? Oh, that'd be frustrating. I thought it was about 20 past. Hopefully it's... There we go. And the Earth gives off 7 B3 hertz, the Schumann resonance there, and alpha waves. The start of a meditation are 8 hertz there, so being barefoot on the Earth is something to think about. A lot of people, and I would have laughed at that, and I probably have in my past, but a lot of the spiritualist angles here, they're all coming at the same thing from different angles, maybe using different language, but all trying to describe the same sort of thing. And when you find those sorts of connections, it's very, very interesting, I think. Where are we there? Oh, it's above. I can't even pronounce that one, Andrew, there. Oh, and Star King, it said message redacted. I can't see it. You might have to try and word it a different way. I think the auto mod's got it there, but I do want to hear what you're saying there. And are we hunting, or are we talking all day there, live tunes there? We're talking constantly as we're waiting. That's how we do it. If there's something that comes up on the screen, though, we will zoom in. That's what the interactive grid is for. And where are we there? Sam, imagine if we had a tracker to track all these things. It'd be very helpful in case we miss some. Raf, you're going to be so upset when we get the tracker working. You're going to be so upset. Activated. We do have a tracker, and it's not working at the minute, guys. It tracks them across the screen. It's this weekend's project, Raf. You'll be pleased. Maybe it's a birthday present. It is called the Raf 5000 tracker because Raf loves it so much there. And again, how do you get the merchandise? So on YouTube, there should be like a direct link at the bottom. I think it comes up with the images that you can click on for some people. But if not, in the descriptions, or if you just want to go on the website, shop.thethingufo.live, that'll take you straight there. And it uses Shopify and stuff, so it's all run through that secure sort of thing there. But yeah, so yeah, there should be links in bios for the shops if you do want to have that. But remember, if you do get something, guys, thank you, helps us get the stream rolling. But also make sure you take a picture of yourself in it, especially if you go on holiday. I want to see you guys in the pyramids in those t-shirts there. So hunting or chatting there, aliens are not judging us much there. Just have a weirdly a wonderful night. Exactly. Then my favourite bit is the conversation. Honestly, if it's hearing all of those very interesting things that you guys have to say. I want to make sure we get through them all. Where did we get to? Where did it get to? Sorry, guys, it's jumped ahead. Need to find out where we got to in the chat. I don't recognise any of this. I must have been much further behind than I thought. Where are we there? Viking Berry Monster, you're welcome. I've got a can of that in the fridge, Raf. I was very surprised, but it is very good. That, the Aussie Lemonade one. What was the Twisted Apple they did was really good. I've been off energy drinks for years. I used to have when I was younger, and I'm trying to be healthy. And I think I did about 8 years without one. And then I thought, you know what? I fancy one to remember my youth. And it was very nostalgic, and it's become regular again there. Oh, at 0.5 to 4 hertz. I did hear something interesting recently that apparently a lot of species, like the majority of species on Earth, are synchronized to 2 hertz with their communication. And they did a study into this, and it looks like lots of insects, lots of animals, their communication speed is at 2 hertz. And it's to do with how quickly, apparently, neurons can process data the fastest there. So there's no point in talking, essentially, or communicating faster than the brains can process it. Oh, interesting there. And when you all run... is it red or there? When you run all your sentences together like this, is it hard to understand and digest what you're saying? Or you're just throwing words out there? No, see, this is the problem. Can't slow down. We are hundreds of messages behind at any one point there, so we have to keep it going. You'll catch up, it's fine. And where are we there? How are you doing? Up close? Good to see you there. And the passengers in these the passages in those stone/iron earth mounds combined with a drum being hit will create a wavelength frequency out of that dust hanging in the passage. Now, I've not heard that one. I've heard a lot of ancient sites do have very interesting resonant frequencies that are more than coincidences, not random. So I didn't know about the old Iron Age mounds, though. Raf, are you HR? It's Alan. It's going to be more UFO footage tomorrow there. And also, what? Oh, they announced they're going to do it the US? Are they going to do another drop? Because, hey, that's perfectly timed for our deep dive. I hope that is the case there. It's like being in a tunnel. Very interesting there. And space weather for northern lights there. And sat flares. It used to be good for predicting flares, but it's not been working for a while. Oh, really? I think we use space weather for our data sets. So, guys, if you want to, bit of offline signal hunting and stuff like that, we have put together on our website. You have to wait for it to run through the video. So this is just the website with the normal details, sharp, deep dives. Hold on a second, it will get you to the other stuff. But essentially, we've made our SETI radio signal hunt available all the time. But also, there's another page, which it will show you in a second, where things like the Schumann resonance there, things like all of the space weather, their electromagnetic index, geomagnetic index there, all the sort of things that are kind of contextually relevant to hunting, we monitor all the time. You can customize it, take out the ones you don't want to see, you can pop out the ones that you do want, so you can have that in the background whilst you're doing some other stuff there. So yeah, you can always go out there and get some data at any one point there. It's all on the website. You have to make an account, and it needs the same account email as what you use for our patrons, so it knows that you're part of our crew and you're not just a bot or something. But yeah, you can access that at any time, even if we're on or off stream there. Very special thank you there. Thank you, Living Light, very kind of you there. And Stone Age sounds were a dynamic mix of perspective, tool work, and primal vocalizations there. And in intentionally constructed acoustic environments. That is it's the intention there. Implies that they were aware of these things. Now, were they aware in the same measured sense that we were, or was it more of a cause and effect? They just kind of stood there, hollering in those spaces and went, nah, chisel a bit off more there, we need some more resonance. This is the thing. They are more considered than we take them to believe. We'll look at the insides of like one of those Stone Age sort of mounds there, the structures within inside the chambers are built, and we just go, oh, wow, it's a couple of rocks slabbed together, kind of like how the Flintstones houses were portrayed. But they weren't. They were much more precise than that. There are alignments as well to stars and solstices and all that sort of jazz, and then the frequency taking into account, let alone how they achieved it all there. We just had a thick sea mist roll in there, cool nights down. Oh, that sounds actually quite pleasant. Going to be a bit too hot for us there. And early humans used to use tools like buzz bones, spinning bone rattles, bone flutes. I've heard about the bone flutes there, and the ringing rocks, I can't pronounce that one there, and prehistoric structures were also designed to amplify sound for ritualistic gatherings there. And up close, sorry, you're on your own with that one. If you don't like it, you can always mute it and just watch the stars there, sadly. See, SK loves to chat. Sadly, I don't actually like talking this fast, but partly I don't want to miss any of what you guys are saying, but also the numbers don't lie. When we have done slower streams, and nobody hangs around for it. I don't know if it's our TikTok brain, is it just the rhythm, the beat, the fact that there's energy going on, but numbers drop off. So you can watch it. It goes like that. Where are we there? We have tried chilled ones, and it's actually harder. UAP, I'd be pretty boring looking at Ball Twat, not saying anything with it. Exactly, Raf. Still looking at Ball Twat, though. And where are we there? Where are we going? Down there. And what the fuck was that? So, I can't remember what that sighting was there. Was it one that flashed back up with that one? And where are we? God, sorry, the text is getting small now. And where are we? Down here. And witness, there we go. No, I've done that one. Witness, there's a Civil War era cave somewhere in the southeast of the states there, where a pair of hunters got trapped in the cave during a blizzard, and the American Indians are trying to translate it there. I can't remember what it's called. So there are a lot more of these prehistoric structures in the US than originally was expected. A lot of them got wiped out by the colonies there, but there was one that was, it looks like sort of a root cellar or a store there, but there's something about its stone construction which kind of, I can't remember what was so important about it, but they can't trace it. It was, well advanced for the era there, but it's kind of just sitting out in the woods. But it's one of these really, really anomalous things that just doesn't get the rest of the attention there. Peter, there's it. I can't even pronounce that one. The Dorgozer Fontagon and the, oh my god, I can't pronounce it, reveals a profound link between the acoustics of the cavemen and the placements of ancient art. Again, how long did it take us to realise that connection there? The ISS is coming over at 20 past. So that is about now. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm in the right sort of place. See if we can catch it. Any chance of us catching that one tonight? Oh my god, it's just scrolled ahead. Where did it get to? And growing up, they talk about Canadian French fur traders who would canoe on the Wisconsin River there, and we don't hear much about caves. The early Americas, it was something that we just had this understanding that it wasn't populated particularly well. Just a few of the natives there, but the history is like, it looks like whether it is exactly there's a culture similar to the Aztecs or whatever it was, but they were right the way up, all the way up to, was it Tennessee or something? There's evidence of these bigger cities and their structures there. And again, we've been taught that it's much further down south. But yeah, our story of the Americas is ridiculous there. Ridiculously, I think, under accurate there. We're oh dear. And as shame, I was warming up. What a shame there. And cave acoustics are replicated by stone circles. So I've always had a bit of an issue with the stone circles that, okay, there are those astronomical alignments, but that's a lot of work if it's just an astronomical alignment that you want to plant with your crops. Wooden stakes would do the same job. Why go to all the effort? And I know we like to put in a little bit of effort for ceremony, for religious things as well, but that's a lot of effort for those guys back then. It feels like there needed to be more of a function there. It is RAF, I'll give you that. It very is elite. And what are the 3 tools to help us hunt on the website? Would look there, but I don't want to miss the ISS. So it's on our site. Link should be available there. But I've forgotten what all of them are. Because I don't actually have access to that one. No, I do. I gave myself access. It's loading. I'll tell you in a second. So we should have on the sensor dashboard is local weather to us here, geomagnetic index there, Schumann resonance, aurora forecast, solar wind speed, X-ray solar flux, CME detection, cosmic ray activity, and meteor activity, solar iridescence, I think, whatever there. No, irradiance, and the geomagnetic storm calculation, moon phase as well, probably for the moon streams, and it's having trouble loading for me at the minute, so maybe there's an error. And also cultural, so we take the data from places like Polymarket, those prediction tracking mechanisms. So basically it gets the feel for what the general public believe. Do we believe in aliens? Do we believe disclosure is close? It takes those measurements there, what people are betting on, and kind of gives you the rough cultural feel and opinions. But it's having a bit of a sulk with its loading at the second, so I don't know if that's a me issue or I've actually done something to the site there. I'll have to inspect that one. But yeah, it's all on there, same as with the SETI, the actual alien radio signal thing you can bring up anytime, because it's running all the time. So it's running right there. So, where are we there? Yeah, you'll be able to tune in and do those hunts at any time. Where do we get to? And change the location to the area that you want to view, such as Warminster. What's the first part of that one? Where is there? Oh, growing up. Oh, I get what you mean. Yes. And I thought Kate was HR. That's a good point. Kate, we'll have to get you over. And you can see some of the satellites in real time. Oh, that one. Yeah, so we've tried to bring in the data with that. It relies on our tracking software, which isn't working at the minute. But I am trying to bring in to see if we can start to match up those objects to see if there is a known satellite. There's a bit of a lag there. And the technology isn't quite there yet. But hopefully, we're not too far off. Hopefully that can be something that comes in at a later date there. Exactly, Raf. And the ISS will be flying north for your position tonight. So oh, damn. Yeah, we are definitely looking south, Lilac. So yeah, I haven't seen it yet. So I'm assuming we are missing it tonight. And where are we? The Stone Age chambers look to have additional unrequired stones. So it looks like they are changing the acoustics with the stones, so that they're actually modifying it like that. It's evidence they could have been doing that one. Exactly. Any time now. Yeah, I think we must have missed it till tonight there, but it will be back at some point. We've seen it a few times this week already there. Exactly, Raf. Exactly. And Live Like, if you can be anything in this world, why not be kind? Look, feedback's interesting. I'm all open to that. But, if you're not willing to go to the effort of to swipe like that, that does say something about you guys. And the ISS right now is in the constellation Virgo from your vantage point in Warminster. I need to know my constellations a bit better there. So it would be at the horizon line exactly west from the... Yeah, no, that's too far the other way, so we definitely missed that one. But it will be back at some point for us there as well. How are you doing, Amanda, as well? And Marcus, good to see you in there. Night Raf, exactly. There we go, Night Raf. Not night as in sleepy time. Our Raf in shining armour. And Peter there, you chant or bang a drum in a stone circle or cave, and you can create an atmosphere very akin to a church building, as its acoustics there is sleepy, and the church is the final cave, so Stonehenge gathering place. The evolution of that, because we know that they mess around with that, don't they? With the structures, the acoustics of those sorts of religious structures, the cathedrals and whatnot. And maybe they were touching on that on a much earlier time. That would be an interesting explanation for the effort involved as well. Exactly, Raf. Sadly, it's just life, isn't it? And it's going overhead there, tracking it. Oh, thank you for witness though for keeping an eye on it. I don't think we caught it tonight there. When I get the new pan and tilt mode for the camera, then we'll be much more free to have a hunt around of it. But at the second, we are restricted to a smaller visibility window. Where did we get to over on the TikTok? I'm going to bounce back over to you guys there. Oh, Rock, that's very kind of you remembering Raf's birthday. Where are we? We cut to Daldo, didn't we? X there, Wizard of the Cowboy Hat there, Christopher and Oi. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate those guys. All goes back into the stream. Let me scroll up to where we were on the TikTok chat and see where we're getting from. Across 2 chats tonight, so it does take me a while to get through the messages. But do say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and ask away any questions you might have. There's no silly questions at all. I want to hear from you all. If you've had an experience as well, we'd love to hear about that whilst I'm waiting for the action to happen on screen. In fact, I'm going to spin around, got a couple of clouds in. Let's see if we can fuck these clouds off. No, the clouds are just worse this way. Let's go the other way. But yeah, say hello, ask any questions. I want to hear those ones from you guys. Might take me a minute to get across. Oh, lots of cloud now. It's not going to get in our way. We can still see through it, but it is not as clear as last night, which is a bit frustrating. So yeah, do ask your questions, but it might take me a minute or so to get through them. Where did we get to? Did we get to here? Yeah, we got to around here. In Plymouth there. Oh, and DJ there, the satellites, the good link there. It's very good and accurate to track the ISS passing. Thank you there, DJ, for that one. Sorry, I missed it a bit late on that one. And did you say your camera's Sony A7, I think? Joseph, A7. They're good spotting. Keep up the grid references there. If you spot something, put the grid in the chat, and the mods will highlight with the interactive grid the interesting ones. So no matter where I'm in the chat, we can zoom in on the good ones. Where are we there? And, oh, Print Farm. Sorry, late on, been out there outside trying to get another nebula, to get a nebula photo there. And I tagged you in the post on TikTok. Awesome, Print Farm. I'll check that one out. I don't have to apologise, but it is good to see you there. Did you get a good shot? I love that as well. And Janie, what's your thoughts on climate change now? And I believe it's just the natural cycles of the Earth. Well, without getting too political, because these things naturally, I think, understand things. They're people find them very, very passionately. At the minute,
Zoom mode activated.
I don't know. I'm not, I haven't done the science myself. And obviously in this day and age, you don't have to. Society works by putting trust in organisations and go, right, I ain't got the time to dedicate to this, but I trust you as an authority. I trust your rank, your title, to give me the information. The problem is that I've lost the majority of faith in them. And quite rightly so, I think that, I don't know whether it's getting warmer overall. It kind of feels like it, but that's very subjective. But I do know that they're playing games. I know when someone's trying to sell me bullshit. So my speculation is that there might be something going on, but I don't think they have the confidence that it really is, the drastic. So that's why they're amplifying it and twisting and fucking screwing things around. So it looks worse and therefore justifies action. There's definitely ideology going on with it. Doesn't mean that there's nothing to it, but I'm always suspicious the way people handle certain things. So and I'm highly attuned to bullshit. And it's the way the conversation is being had at the moment is the things. There may be something more to it, but I've said interesting things exactly like that. Natural Earth cycles, taking these things over a quarter time. I ain't smart enough to know the details. So in my life, I will take reasonable action to minimize the cost. I think it's always a good argument to be more responsible as a species, but when you're talking about drastic cost, because none of these things are free, they're all coming out of other resources there, and therefore we have to prioritize them based on how important some things are. So that's where the incentive comes from, people to go, well, it might end the world, but we're going to say it definitely is going to end the world because we're scared and we want other people to take drastic action for it. And that's not how it works. I can tell when people are manipulating things, and definitely getting that strong a vibe from it. So I don't want to throw it all out there. And we had the ISS over the other day. We've had it a couple of times this week on stream, but yeah, sadly not tonight there. And the Ouija boards that scare me. After what I heard there was no way, shape or form that the other people who were on that board knew what came out about one of the other people there. And remember, accept the messages for the UFO videos after. Thank you, Wizard. I definitely will there after that one. What time are we on to, Wizard? We're going to be on for another half an hour, just under there. We're normally at 1 a.m. there. And what kind of camera? It's a Sony A7, I think, is the earlier model one, because I am not rich. But the trick is the lens, and I can't help there because it's a Chinese lens that just had a lot of numbers, and I haven't been able to find what specific one it is. So it's a cheap Chinese lens, but it's out of all the ones that I tried, this was the best for letting the light in. There, and Adam, the Earth is flat. Hey, maybe there. Oh, the Nikon P100. That was one of the ones that came up as either this one or that one in my research. So I haven't tried the Nikon, but I do hear it's very, very good there. I like the lemonade one and the Irish cream coffee one. I haven't tried the Irish cream coffee one. I like the lemonade one. The Aussie lemonade one is if that was like a what's it called? Caffeinated, non overly caffeinated. If it's just a normal soft drink, I would drink that like water there. And ever wonder how everything on this planet can stand the hot and the cold weather, and we burn like lobsters there? It's an interesting point. It could be one of those things that points towards us maybe evolving somewhere else. You can definitely use it as part of an argument. There are other analogues. Pigs, for example, they also suffer with the same sort of thing. But is that because they've been bred, by humans and stuff? But they have to roll themselves in mud to protect from the sun and things like that. But you definitely can make a case that it is something a little bit off with that. Maybe a little bit less gravity, a little bit further away from the sun, and then we're, maybe we're better suited for those environments. I do think there is a very, very good case to be made for life not starting here and being from Earth. In fact, if I had to put money down, I think life at the very least evolved on Mars in a simple sense, and then was pansthermically transferred over to here on Earth. There's some very interesting reasons, I think, to point in that direction, but maybe it's more complex there. And it's actually done that one. Good spot in there, DJ. Hello, people will tell you how to do the stream there, and they have their own eyes to go look at that. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Personally, I probably couldn't listen to me yapping the whole time, so I kind of relate with it, but that sadly isn't reflected in audience numbers. I don't get the luxury of it, and also I said I do actually want to hear what everybody's got to say, and the only way we can fit it all in is if we constantly read through the chat there as well, but they can always mute it. That's fine for them. How are you doing, Christopher, as well? Where are you joining us from? Again, if you're new here, guys, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So right in the middle of all of the action. The long history of the Weird and Wonderful here. Was it the Warminster thing back in the 1670s? One of the best UFO incidents, I think, internationally here. There are lots of evidence for it to be a hotspot. So do help us spot this in. But do say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and make sure you're following and subscribe so you get those notifications when we go live. We are on pretty much every night. We've got a lot of clear nights for Skywatches ahead there. Chris, we're playing a GTA 5. I haven't played that in absolutely ages. That is one of the few games that I did very much like. They're all just under 8 minutes there. I'm a bit behind, DJ, but thank you for the heads up there. And Adam, with that one, what's that? Did we catch it in the end? Did I just missed it there? Just went purple. Hold on, did we get it on screen? I totally missed it. I was distracted there. Is it just me that goes purple and then normal? We had that, didn't last night with the ISS. It did go purple, and it blew my mind because we've never seen it go purple before there. And when was you reading the satellites when a supernova blew? Oh, so yeah, it's very, very interesting, some of the distinct colours that we do get from that. And how you doing, Oi? There, and it should be visible now, the ice. I think we missed it there, though. And Jasmine, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? 4 minutes till it passes, what it's saying on the side. Hopefully we will catch. We did catch it last night and the night before, so it goes through in phases there. You're a Virgo, V. Alan says that explains a lot. I just don't know what the Virgos are. Yeah, it's past now. Yes, I think we missed it on that one. Passes again at 1:58. Oh, it's a bit late for me on a work night. We used to be up until 2 or 3 in the morning doing this. We used to do 4-hour streams plus last summer. Can't do it now. And 100%. There's some strange games being played. 100%. So I wouldn't want to write it off. I wouldn't want to not take appropriate action for something that could be dangerous. But the problem is when people start lying, well, then you lose trust. So what are we meant to do there? That is why it's important that even if they're not getting the reaction that they want, that they just present the honest data. Because then you've got to let individuals make their decisions for you. We see it all the time with governments and organisations there. They think they know what's best and they want to predict the outcome. The problem is they don't know what's best. That is why we are individuals. That's why we have different psychologies. That's why we have different physiology to a certain degree and different abilities. We are all an evolutionary roll of the dice. And we do share a lot in common, especially, you snapshot this in your local level. You snapshot it at your national level, your cultural level as well. There are similarities, and that is why we have governments and organisations to manage what we do share. But you would be surprised at the things that are individual and subjective to us as individuals, and that's why it has to be everybody's individual decision. You've got to be very, very careful, and you've got to be 100% confident that, I sort of call it the asteroid coming to Earth, right? And it's partly my own neurotic behaviour as well. Like I try and check in on myself and go, this thing that I'm worried about, is it the asteroid coming to Earth that we can't do anything about and will just wipe out all life? If not, then it's less than that. Don't pay it the same amount of attention. And it's a nice bright one. Good spot in there on the grid.
Zoom mode
If
activated.
it's not, we have to be honest with it. Even if it feels like a threat, we have to put it in its appropriate box and treat it appropriately. And that means that maybe not all of the attention goes to these things. If you're not confident in it there, just because there is a small chance, we're so, as humans, we can do a lot with science and all this sort of stuff. But we think we can do a lot more. It flew past. We tried telling you. Oh, so you did see it over there, and I didn't. Damn it. Where did we get to? What annoys me is when they put all the responsibility on us, whilst the rich do nothing there. 100% they're pointing it the wrong way there. I don't necessarily think all the problems are the rich there, because I think that's if we don't get the right assessment of what the problem is, then any solution we propose are only going to be as effective as we are correct with identifying the problem. And the rich obviously are a problem for all these sort of things, but these things are weaved in much more deeply into society and all that sort of stuff, and they've definitely got their bit to do there, but it's also on individual levels. But I don't think it's the problem, that it is made out to be. Weather is incredibly complex and affected by so many things. We could easily make it worse by messing around. And whether medication or natural earth is doing what it does. Jonathan, yes, exactly. Weather modification on earth naturally doing what it does. They're all plausible. I mean, the problem is, I'm going to be totally honest, I am not smart enough. I hear and I'm curious, and I've looked at people present very interesting cases for, active manipulation. I've seen very interesting cases for, man-made global warming having these effects, and I've seen all that it's total bullcrap and it's just averages, or long-term Earth doing its worth, whatever it is. And I don't know. I do not know. I go, well, that's interesting. And somebody, oh no, you've rebutted that point. And at the end of the day, I don't know. I can only go on the one thing that I do know is true, which is I know when people are trying to sell me up the fucking river, and I'm getting a lot of that. It doesn't mean it's all crap, but I know that there is that involved in it there, so which means that I won't pay it 100% of my attention. I will do reasonable things towards something that I think is a reasonable chance of affecting it there. And poor man, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. Have you heard of OG the Jura? No, I haven't heard that one. There, and Joey there. What do you think about the theory that octopus are aliens? Well, they're definitely one of the strangest ones. They are very, 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 very different to us there. Now, apparently they can trace back the genealogical link there in evolution, but how confident are we in all of those steps? Because science has a habit of of treating everything as concluded there when they talk to the public, when they say these things. But really, when you look at it, that's still an interpretation of the data. There's factual measurements that they can do. They can say this and this for sure, been measured, been tested, can be repeated, but then they interpret a lot around it. So how much room to play is there? That's something that's very interesting. I find that's a nice bright one there and there. I think that's definitely up for debate. But also, why does life have to have started here? I think there's a lot of evidence that it didn't, and then at which point, could these things have developed elsewhere, but we're still connected, in that sense, a case of abiogenesis, life starting independently, totally in a different solar system and just being transferred around. I think that's an interesting one. I think it could be a contender. Viruses are one as well. And that might be actually responsible for why we are so complex here. There, Christopher, Norway, again, good amount of sightings in Norway, Christopher. Have you ever seen anything yourself there? Have you heard of the Georgia Stones? I have heard of those. Didn't they get blown up recently there? And I thought, fantastic night tonight. Weather just seems to be getting better and better for it. We got a few clouds in tonight, but we are due some very, very clear skies as the week goes on. Last night was fantastic, so I think tomorrow is going to be as well. But, I mean, the clouds don't look as pretty, but we can still see what's going on. So it isn't particularly devastating for us there. And say dolphins and whales are not from Earth. I mean, we know we can trace certain parts of it back. And dolphins are incredibly intelligent as well. So that is a case. When we talk about NHI, non-human intelligence, dolphins can't qualify for as NHI, as non-human intelligence. I'm just not smart enough to know with all of these things. I think based on the information that we have, is that life probably did not start here on Earth, and life, in a very simple sense at least, is probably going to be absolutely abundant. And I'd imagine that for what we do know is how life has started and transferred and formed here on Earth, I would imagine it's probably a similar thing out in the galaxy there. We've probably got the right idea, but it's the scale that we've got wrong. We're trying to compress it all into our planet, because that's what we're like, anthropocentric viewpoint. But it's probably a similar sort of thing with their chains, but probably here, there, and elsewhere, and the simpler forms being transferred around. I don't think, a dolphin probably come in fully formed on a, on a meteorite and landed in there, how did it survive the Earth? But, maybe there's the arc hypothesis, there maybe they were brought here from very, very, very different environments. I can see every star and moving detail so clear. I'm jealous, Arthur. You've hogged our clear skies tonight there. And DJ, it's America's Stonehenge there, but didn't it get blown up recently? M to the C, loving the stickers there. M to the C, how are you doing there? 100% there. We are not from here there, no way. It's very, very plausible. Some scientists recently did the maths, right, of how long, if we know, based on evolution as we understand it, how long each of those steps would have taken to go from single cell to multi-cell, I think, basically. And essentially, we're 2 billion years short of time on Earth. There has not been enough time since Earth was habitable that could support any form of life. We're 2 billion years short from the evolutionary tree to explain it all. But Mars was habitable for 2 billion years before Earth was. It cooled down quicker and appeared to be very Earth-like. So at the very least, maybe develop there, come over in a simple form there. To kind of collapse it into a specific, any particular specific, we start to get, it gets difficult. But as a general, I think in that direction, you know, it's a real warmer. There's something to that. I feel very confident that we didn't start here on Earth. And I remember reading Chariots of the Gods there, and it raised some very interesting questions. You know what? I haven't actually read that one, but it's on my list, going back to the classics there. Doing my homework on it there. But yeah, the idea, I think there could be something to it. The process is looking good for the pair of, is it Larvae A and Larvae B? I'm not familiar with those ones, but I want to see the pictures there. Stacey, how are you doing there? Wizard coming in with the extra gifts there. Christopher and Oyo, thank you for those guys. It all goes back into the streams. Same as the subs, the Patreons, and the members. Where did we get to in the chat there so far right now? Well, hopefully it's going to go all right there, Print Farm. Did we miss the eyes? I think we missed it tonight, sadly, but it will be back. It always is. It's in an orbit. It comes back around. And did we destroy Mars there thousands of years ago? Someone came here, possibly, or maybe somebody else destroyed Mars. Like, there is evidence of civilization on Mars. Again, it's not conclusive, but there's a lot of things that do point that way. Definitely, life is still on Mars. I'm very bullish on that NASA detected life in the 70s there. So I do very, very strongly think that this could be something to that one. But what's the name of the elements that are found on Mars that, as far as we know, can only be made in either high-speed, either way, high-speed nuclear reactions, which are, your options for those elements are supernova, there we go, or hydrogen bombs. Not atom bombs, hydrogen bombs, the more advanced ones. The only place that we know that these elements can be formed, but they are found all over Mars. Now, if it was a supernova, the rest of the solar system shows signs of it as well, not just Mars. That doesn't work like that. They're too big. So we are only left with, as to our understanding, nuclear weapons, and Mars is covered in this shit. And we're going, well, where did its atmosphere go? There's a lot of strangeness to it there. Chemtrails all over the UK. Again, that's something I was skeptical of, but I have some first-hand people who work in that industry. I've heard for people that I know firsthand. And plastic is defo a huge problem, for example, there. But I think it's up to other companies to find alternatives. Yeah, I think there can be with those things, with all of the things that. But I'm just naturally suspicious, and the problem with being naturally suspicious is that you slow yourself down, you trip yourself up there. You know, you don't take help from people that are genuinely offering help, for example. You know, because you're suspicious, but the plus side of it is that you don't often, and it does happen still, but you don't as easily get led down the garden path as other people do with it there. So it's got its pluses and minuses. But, you know, I'm naturally skeptical of anything somebody else is telling me. Well, not absolutely everything, but most things. I'm like, yeah. And scientists talk a nonsense to follow a narrative. Well, they're just human. They are just like us. They are just as susceptible as we are to bias, to groupthink. In fact, intelligence is proven to be incredibly siloed. When you the more intelligence you have, the more specific it gets, the less broad that is. It's not a generalized intelligence, right? You know, you get very good in a certain subject, or you're able to get good in certain subjects. And, you know, you can take Musk for this. I think Musk does some amazing things. But I wouldn't take relationship advice from him. You know, the knowledge, the intelligence is siloed, and they fall for that. And, you know, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Kind of camera is looking at the sky, so it's a Sony A7, I think. There, Alan's vaping again, bloody Alan there, and Jonathan there. To be honest, it makes sense, and that's why they have so much interest in Mars there. And no way it did. Honestly, yeah, it's a very, very interesting body. It's the God of War. That's what it's named after. You know, some of these things do get, through time, they pick up these things for reasons. And no cloud or whatsoever there, no clouds through the day. I'll be happy. The frustration I have with how clear it is during the day, and then it gets to Skywatch time, clouds. Never-ending stress for that. Print Farm coming in with the shares as well. I'll second that one, V. And have you seen the government doc that's meant to be the top remote viewer in the program? Oh yeah, is it Monocle? Something like that. Apparently reviewed Mars. Very, very interesting on that one. It's hard to confirm, but it goes into that pile of, it adds to it, doesn't it? It does point in that direction. And it really points to the destructive destruction/evacuation of Mars. There is an element of plausibility to it. I think we just got to get boots on the ground. We've got to see it. I think we're going to find lots there. It's much space in space. There's a lot of space up there. Wonder if weather modification is happening so as to try to prepare habitats for Mars. I think we can't override bias or stupidity and groupthink within organisations, and the law of unintended consequences there. I generally think that there are just groups of people that 100% believe the narrative, but to the extreme, and therefore think they are saving the world by doing certain interactions which they've not thought through. And that is why it's dangerous to give anybody those levels of powers there. Tomorrow night at 23:34 for the ISS there. Hopefully we'll catch it tomorrow. We'll be on for then. DJ, thank you for the heads up there. He said there were pyramid-shaped bunkers on Mars and that they were waiting for someone to come back. Exactly, yeah. They were still, and he wasn't sure if they were still alive, but they were waiting. They were like survival shelters in the pyramids, apparently. And before the fall happened, apparently he didn't even know he was remote viewing Mars. I find it absolutely fascinating. 40,000 likes. Well done, guys. Thank you for that one. Then coming in with the shares there, McDonagall or something along those lines, isn't it? And you put a like counter at the bottom left there, and I'm tapped out. Is there a like counter? Where does it say the likes? Oh, the top left is there. 40,000. Yeah, well done, guys. It does help us. It really does. It's how we meet all you guys. It's how new people discover us, and then we get more people sharing their experiences here. We definitely need boots on the ground, 100%. And I'm sure we can make it over 50k by the end of the stream. Or 10 minutes. Can we do it, guys? Can we do it? But appreciate your efforts there. And then stickers right back over to the tubes. You guys are going to have been patiently waiting. Where did we get to in the chat? Where are we? Where did we get to, guys? Where did we get to? Sorry, guys. There's a few more messages than I expected. I was saying that one there. Where did we get to? Now we got to that one. Got to Marcus coming in, didn't we there? Where did we get to? Oh, Lucy, thank you so much for the You Were Here as well. We've got our You Were He's people there. And where? There we were. You've only got about 20-minute window to find it as it goes right overhead. It's surprising how far away you can see it. I think the other day it was over Africa and we could still see it clearly. I know we share the same sky, but it's just crazy that we share so much of it. The ignorance, again, that I have with the night sky, I'm just so illiterate to it until starting doing this, slowly piecing it together now, but the constellations and things like that, just a real surface level knowledge, and I'm just blown away by it all there. It is Araf there. You kind of don't mention he's getting older yet. It starts to become a problem, doesn't it? And even Starking, it's disappeared again. I don't know, for some reason the auto mod doesn't like it. Might try rewording it, it might come through. And you can see a story of caves and stone circles on a Channel 4 documentary called Sounds of the Stone Age. Very good, that's in the mainstream as well. In other words, he has a small drinky, but it works. Don't worry. What's that? Oh, a small dinky. The Aussie lemonade is the only one I like there, and I drink energy drinks, and that one's nice there. I don't, honestly, it's the same with that one. It's a little bit too. It doesn't taste like an energy drink. Ironically, that I never used to like the taste of Monster, like the original green one, but now it's nostalgic for me. And I found this with music. There were bands that I hated that my friends would always play, but now it reminds me of being young, and I actually like it. How's you see, Mr. Devin? There, and living like hell. How old are you actually there? Not wanting to be considerate there, assuming you can remember. It's 38 or 39 or 37. It's in that vicinity. Born in the harvest year or something like that, 88. And my first pet was, but yeah, no, something in that era now. And GTA 5 is awesome. Can't wait for 6 there. I can't wait for 6, but also, you guys, there'll be a few missed streams when GTA 6 comes out. But then you also start off and they've got none of the upgrades. You get so used to all the extra guns and things that they add. We might get disclosure before GTA 6, though. Oh, and Proxima b, the closest exoplanet to Earth, has long been a mystery there. A red dwarf just 4.2 light years away. And it might have the conditions to support life there. Scientists say that by the end of 2030, I can't see that bit, but you're right with that. They've detected magnetic spheres around the planets in orbit around Proxima Centauri there, and yeah, very interesting candidates. And again, there are signals that might actually be associated, that could be well coming from that star. I'm like an ancient Merlin. I'm nowhere near as good as that. Oh, hello, Scooby. I'm going to grow the beard. That's the only way you can embrace old age there. Just go full on wizard. Red Dead man myself, one of the favourite films is Tombstone. Favourite films are Tombstone, The Good, Bad and the Ugly. Raph, I do like a bit of Red Dead as well, I won't lie. I say I like it, and this means I went for a phase about 5 years ago where I played it intensely for 6 months. That's what I do, I binge it and then that's it. 6 is going to be GTA 5 and Red Dead put together there, but loads bigger and better, if it ever comes out, but I'm looking forward to it. Wrestling crocodiles in it. A GTA type Star Wars game, yes, yeah. Ice cores miles deep and 3 rings can shed light on a global warming there. There is stuff there, but isn't it? There's only, what is it? Because they're using the Greenland ice sheet, but actually with a different phase, they only go back like a certain amount of time, don't they? Again, I didn't know that. I think the Antarctic ice sheet gives us a better sort of thing, but it only tells you certain data or something around it. Yeah, like you hear these things, you go, "Oh, that sounds interesting." Then you get somebody comes in and go, "Yeah, but you've got to consider this, this, and this." I go, "I don't know." GTA Warminster. I'll have you know, this is a lovely town. And there are rumours that there might be a space station in GTA 6. Would be cool if we could fly a rocket to space. That would probably be the only thing they haven't done yet. There is a UFO mystery in GTA 5, isn't there? Like a UFO cult and stuff like that. But the whole it'll be also the whole world, maybe one day. Computing power goes up, we can do more. Just imagine being able to choose Jedi, Sith, or Bounty Hunter. That Rav, actually, I quite like that one as an idea. And if aliens are from the outer reaches of the galaxy and we are in their world and not them in ours, well, most likely Scooby, if there's life out there, it's going to be a lot of it out there, and it's going to be probably around a lot longer than us, so probably quite unlikely. And I have heard that ancient ice releases information as it melts there, and this information passes into the waters of the Earth. The memory in water is a very interesting angle there. What was the name of that? The French. What is his name? Yeah, French. What do they call it? The prize, Nobel Prize winner there that was talking about memory in water. And where are we? Down here. If alien life is spread around the universe, our solar system is in their galaxy. Bang on. And the only open world Star Wars MMO I've played is ESO. I haven't seen that. Living Light. Oh, thank you for that one. Amazing circulation of 39 orbits there. That is. Thank you there, Living Light. That's very kind. Although it wasn't my birthday today. That was Raf's. That was Raf's one. But thank you for that one, Edo. We'll save it for when it is mine in January. You can remind you get the thanks then. Thank you, Living Like that. It's very, very kind of you there. It all goes back into stream. Was that a flash to celebrate it there? Very, very kind. Where did we get to in the chat there? And very, very generous. If no, did that one. United States versus the world. Picture that on a galaxy scale. You can't, not on a galaxy scale. My brain doesn't compute it there. And I think Mars is the god of war because it was trapped in a very destructive orbit with Earth there, and it caused earthquakes during interaction with Earth. There is a lot that we don't know about our solar system's early history, and we have like a very simplified model, which is a great start. but we tend to think that that is it. And yet the electric stuff that we're seeing about, you know, the plasma shocks and all that sort of stuff, you know, going from A to B, very, very interesting there. Potential plasma scarring on different planets. I think there's a lot more about the early universe and Mars and things like that. And what is it? They did predict another 2 planets that we're now missing in our solar system. Don't know what type of planets they were or where they were, but again, mainstream is catching up there. Hopefully we get disclosure, but GTA 6 is coming in November 19th. They're not going to put it off again. I still haven't got a PS5. I was waiting until GTA came out to get it, and now there's going to be a PS6. I'll catch you later, Raf. Thank you for joining us as always on your birthday as well there. Appreciate that. And the French guy recreated DNA from Walter's memory, and they laughed at him. But he's you know, they're fine in one sense when he was working on one thing, gets the Nobel Prize, and then oh no, he's lost his mind when he's doing the other stuff. Rusco, how the devil are ya? Good to see you in there. We are all good, just a little bit warm if not anything there. And the planet does mean a wanderer, so the evidence is in the name. It's a clue. It's a very interesting clue there, isn't it? Let me bounce back over quickly. I'm going to end up winding up now, guys. So. Thank you, Lucy, for the you were here on that one. So I will just wind up with a TikTok there. Let's see what we've got through the messages in here. Is this for Print Farm and Kate? Thank you for the gifts there and feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom.
Do
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
that. All goes back into the stream. Helping us improve what we do. Where did we get to over you guys so I can catch you? See where we got to in the chat with you guys. Where did we get to? I think I saw Leanne put a message in. Oh, you're too tired to go upstairs to bed. This is what I have to deal with, guys. And Adam there, I think there's a scoreboard to make people battle it out there. Like seeing your name on screen. That's what we need. Yeah, we'll do head-to-heads. We could actually generate something like that. And actually, I do need to update that part of it. Jonathan, 100% they have already got boots on the ground. Or, I don't know. I'm contested about it. Sometimes I feel like, yeah, there's a real lot of it. And then sometimes I go, oh, no, I do think we'd be seeing other, that would be too hard to hide. I'm mixed. I'm not fully sold on the secret space program to any real... I do think a few missions here or there. I think that was probably the shuttle's real use. But not like the full-on, the 20 on, 20 off that we hear at the minute. But again, I won't say anything 100%. It's just that, for me, it doesn't quite fit for that one. But do we think there could have been boots with it? I don't know. I don't know with that one at the minute. It's interesting to think, though, isn't it? And how are you doing? Is this? Good to see you there. Oh, Leanne sent a portal just as we're coming up. But hey, guys, if you are new and you're just joining us, you're coming in there, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. We'll be on again tomorrow night. We'll be doing this live again here from the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge. So, yeah, do make sure you're following or subscribed. You get those notifications when we go live there. There's Bull Suburban energy drinks. Wasn't that in early Red Bull or something like that? Not part of that. Oh, God, hold on. The heat's getting to me and I'm getting a bit dizzy, guys. I might have to wind this one up very quickly and go cool down. Damn vertigo there. And anyone else see the really bright star moving across the screen? Keep your eyes on those things. We're looking for them to move strangely there. Think disclosure will come in GTA 6. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. It's the missing component there. And we'll be adding more photos to the Discord. I'll catch that one at Print Farm. Looking very much forward to those there. What about the Community movie? Oh, that's a good point. When's that happening there? Not UFO related, but still very much waiting for it. That has ended. Well, now you speak of it. Now we'll keep Spider's outfit today. 50k, well done, guys. Very much appreciated there. So it does really help us make some new friends. And you never know who's going to come in and help out understanding with the phenomena there. And Dawdle there, feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom.
Thank you
guys.
for those ones. Where did we get to as well? Got new goodies to the camera. I do like new toys. I'm a sucker for a gadget there. Otro, exactly, there as well. Where do we get to? It was your birthday, Print Farm, today. Same as Raf's. Well, happy birthday, Print Farm. Happy birthday, Alan says there. Congratulations there, Print Farm, as well. What's your age? You don't have to say. Oh, and you got new good. That's where that come from there. Well, happy birthday. I hope you spoiled yourself and were spoiled in return. We should open the box to let people come in and tell their stories, experience. Now we've figured out that we can do that. Problem is, that's just on TikTok, and we're now actually busier on YouTube, so they wouldn't get the half of it. So the only way we can do it is doing it via the Discord, and I do actually want to do that. I've just got to build up the balls for it. Andrew, oh, it won't happen, unfortunately. There's no disclosure unless that lands. Yeah, I mean, but there's degrees of disclosure. We might get a bit. I know. Stay safe there, guys. Right, let's catch up. Thank you, guys. I think I'm caught up now. But so thank you, everybody, for joining us. Appreciate you all there. Thank you all gifters as well tonight as well. You've been extra generous there. But it all helps us improve the stream, improve what we're doing in detections. Thank you so much for that. But generally, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for asking your questions, sharing your information, your knowledge there, and your experiences and whatnot, keeping us company whilst we're hunting the skies. Appreciate you all. Love hanging out with you there. 60k. How did you get up to 60k already? Well done. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Mods, for doing the interactive grid there and keeping it all wonderful. Do appreciate you. Again, we'll be on tomorrow night, so I think it's going to be 9 p.m. tomorrow for the deep dive, and that is going to be, let me actually just check which bloody deep dive it's going to be. I think that'll be 9 till about 9 till 10:30, and then it'll be 11 for our normal Skywatch for everyone. But if you do want to check out the deep dives, it is going to be, where is my deep dive thing? I think it's going to be, is that tomorrow? No. Is it the Robertson panel one? 1950s UFO government took a serious look at the growing number of unidentified flying. Yeah, it looks like government report, one of the early classic government reports into the UFO phenomena, which are very, very interesting to read. So yeah, you can join us for that one. Link in bio for a free month on the old Patreon. Yeah, you can join us and check those ones out. No obligation, obviously, to hang around after that, but just hang around, say hello. So yeah, first one it'll be the members Patreon deep dive, and then it'll be the normal Skywatch for everybody afterwards there. So we'll catch you tomorrow, guys. Do appreciate you all there. Thank you again, Living Light, very generous, very kind of you there. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye bye, guys.